I'm addicted to success.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to your favorite podcast, The Ain't Shit Show, the home of booze, views, and unpopular opinions. I want to thank y'all for joining us for episode 136.
Yeah.
My name is Fresh, and I'm one half of the pod gods. And with me, I have the best man in all the podcast land, my right-hand man, Mr. BL.
Hola, hey. Hope y'all alright. Happy Tuesday or whenever the fuck you listening to it. Hope you're having a good day. Have had a good day or about to have a good day.
Facts. Let's bestow some positive vibes. I feel you on that. Hope y'all having a good day as well, or about to have a good day when you listen to this. How have you been, my friend?
Life's good. Same old same.
Life's good.
Just another day. How about you?
My life is good. You know, I have some of the same issues. I have some of the great things that's happening in my life. Let me take a moment for a second because, so we can get some of this heavier things out the way. A lot of friends of mine, people in my circle are having a lot of difficulties in their families right now. Various things from death to cancer to suicides to, you know, domestic violence. Like, it's a lot going on. And, you know, I just want to send out positive vibes to anybody that's going through anything. You know, it's hard going through life regularly, right? But you're dealing with a pandemic and people are dealing with additional things on top of that. I just want to say, you know, I feel blessed in my personal life that everything is good. It's really nothing that I can really complain about, you know, and especially when you know, hear about the other things that people are going through, you know. You know, so I really don't have anything to complain about, but I do want to say, you know, keep your head up if you're going through something. This too shall pass. Keep your prayers up. And, you know, if you need to, you know, seek professional help. I was advised that somebody I know tried to, you know, kill themselves, commit suicide. And, you know, that was disheartening. Not necessarily a person that is, close to me, but close enough where I've had dealings with them. And it was, you know, it was a surprise to me. So, I just want to say, you know, this too shall pass, and please, you know, life is happening. Don't make permanent decisions off temporary situations. And I know that's easier than said because it's clearly, you know, your mental health not working well with you. So, you know, just seek help. And even if you're dealing with other people, other family members, other loved ones going through things, you're a part of that as well. So, please, you know, get help where you need, not just professional, but if you just need to be around love. I know a lot of people are still very much in quarantine mode. Like, seriously in quarantine mode, where they do the necessary things and, you know, they at their crib and shit. And we about to hit a year. We about to hit a year of this next month, you know. So, I just
mean next week.
Okay, yeah, I kind of go by when they told us to quarantine. Like, when everybody...
Yeah, that shit was the beginning of March.
That shit was like mid-March. It was mid-March. The only reason I know is because I was in Houston, and that's when they told us to take our computers and shit home. And that's when everybody was on that 2-week quarantine. When was yours? When would be yours? When did your company officially go home?
The week. My son's birthday March 4th, so it was the weekend of that. Like, so after that weekend. Like, it's his birthday.
You said your son's birthday is March 14th?
March 4th.
March 4th. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's next week.
Yeah, but you said it was after March 4th.
Yeah, so I said the weekend of that weekend.
Oh, okay. So you saying like the 5th or somewhere around the time. Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I celebrate mine as around the 18th
Celebrate.
My COVID-versary is around the 18th. I marked mine as when the country had to go on lockdown for them 2 weeks or however long we went on official lockdown for like 2 weeks or whatever. But yeah, you know, it's a lot going on and a year can weigh on anyone's mental health. You know, it's crazy because people have to go to the doctor for various things. I told you I had a person close to me whose aunt passed away, like in the hospital, and they gave them like, you know, a short amount of time. Like, you need to come up here within, you know, the next hour. And we taking her to the morgue. Like, they getting them in and getting them out. And, it wasn't, you know, she didn't die from COVID. But she, you know, that just goes to show like how high of real estate it is for these beds in these hospitals.
Yeah, luckily they're going down. I've noticed reports over the past week or so in North Carolina, Wake County, I guess. I think North Carolina as a whole, but they've started dwindling.
That's good.
Every day it's less and less cases of hospitalizations. So, you know, hopefully, you know, we're making some headway towards some restorative practices in normalcy.
You think it is you think it's the vaccine? What do you think
I think it's a combination
contributing to the drops?
All of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's just unfortunate, and that's kind of where my mind at. So, you know, off of that. What you been watching, man?
Your Honor season finale was last week. That was amazing. Very well written. I didn't know that Bryant Cranston actually, who stars in the show, he actually wrote and directed it. So that was even doper.
And who is he? What would we know him from if we don't watch that show?
Breaking Bad.
Is he white or black? I didn't watch Breaking Bad either.
It's the white dude in Breaking Bad. The main character.
Okay.
So he wrote and directed that shit, and that was a crazy finale. What else have I been watching? A lot of sports.
Heavy.
You know, basketball's heavy now since football's off. So watching a lot of basketball.
Anything new?
What else
Anything brand new you watch?
Trying to think if there's something else I've been watching. I don't know fucking show.
The Equalizer?
I know Snowfall.
Yeah, Snowfall coming back
I'm
this
cool
week,
on
right?
That. Tomorrow. So I'm prepared for that. I'm getting my Pumas out. I got my Pumas and my fucking corduroys ready to roll. And my fucking like little sweaters and shit. I wish I could grow an afro because I grow my fro out in a day. But yeah, so that come out tomorrow. So I'm super excited about that. What else?
So hold on, let's go back because I want to discuss the Equalizer for a second.
I watched like 20 minutes. I didn't
tell
watch
me
it.
what
it was on in the
like
background while I was looking. I didn't even it's nothing that I didn't or did not like. I didn't even watch it well enough. Like it was just, my wife was watching it and I was on my phone. I won't pay that shit no more.
Well, I started watching it and it's not it. It's just not it. It's not it. Like, I want to like it so bad. I want to like it because it's Queen Latifah. It is a black woman in an action role, but she not it. She not the person for this role. You could tell when the stunt doubles come in. Like, she's just, action hero is not the lane for Queen Latifah, and I love Queen Latifah, but it's just not it. And then the storyline. So I watch a lot of shit that's in that vein of, you know, vigilante justice or just justice in general, SVU, like, Criminal Minds. Like, I watch all that type of shit. And the one thing so I talked to you about, we've spoken on this podcast about like Game of Thrones and other shows that have like magic, right? And so my thing about magic is that, I ain't really my thing, shows that have like mystical shit to it, because I feel like with the magic, right, you can basically create whatever ending you want. Like, shit don't really have to make sense. You can just hocus pocus some shit, and then you like, oh, that's why this happened, whatever. The thing that I like about shows like this is because I kind of feel like I'm following along to solve this fucking crime or whatever. And with the Equalizer, shit don't be added up. You know what I'm saying? It like, shit don't add up. And it's just like, they be like, well, how did you do that? How did you catch this killer? It's basically like, oh, it's magic. You know what I mean? Like, it's basically like, I had a hunch. You know what I'm saying? Which, I get it, but like, the facts have to line up too, where you're just like, oh, like, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's the thing that I like. And it doesn't make sense. And, you know, I guess it is a spinoff of like the Equalizer, the Denzel Washington movies. Right? Not good. Not a good show.
Actually, so the Equalizer apparently is like a show that came out in like the 70s.
Okay. So the movie is based off of a show. Gotcha. Correct. And it was white, I'm assuming.
And then this is based off both of them, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't doing it for me. Oh.
My wife liked it though. She been watching that shit. She been watching the Clarice shit too.
Clarice?
Yeah, she been watching that.
I wanted to watch that, but I was like, do I need to watch Silence of the Lambs again? Cause I haven't watched that in years. Like, I don't feel like I've watched that as an adult, like Silence of the Lambs. So
not in its entirety. I don't think I've seen it, but it's been on and I watch, bits and pieces of it from shit I remember. But you seen Judas and the Black Messiah?
No, I haven't. And I wanted to ask you about that, ask you about that later in Little Shit when we talk about Charlamagne and LaKeith. But just based on the movie by itself, I do want to watch it because I have HBO Max. Have you watched it? Was it good?
I have.
What are your thoughts?
It was cool. It wasn't like some people, like I know, like Van Lathan, he was saying how good, he said it's one of the best movies in the past 10 years. Not for me. It was a big movie. Claim. Bold claim. I didn't agree with that, but I mean, because it's more about LaKeith's character, which,
he's the Judas,
versus, correct, versus, Fred Hampton, but, it just led me to like, I fucking hate J. Edgar Hoover. Like, he is the fucking most devilish, like, he's literally responsible for every black person's, like, of notoriety's death. Like, he killed Fred Hampton, like, murdered him in cold fucking blood. He killed Martin Luther King. He killed fucking Malcolm X as it relates to a recent story that recently just came out, about, I think it was a book that was just recently published. I can't remember the author's name, but it was basically the nephew of one of the officers it was a black dude, of course, who was a federal agent, who was a federal agent who recently passed away, and on his deathbed, he basically came clean and shit,
about Malcolm X and shit,
about him, his affiliation, and basically, a hired hand to help assassinate, Malcolm X. So that was pretty wild, to me. And then, so he killed J. Edgar Hoover, he killed Medgar Evers, he killed, Fred Hampton, and he killed Martin Luther King, and then he helped, basically disassemble the fucking Black Panthers party as a whole. And then, but he's heralded as this fucking, he's on, his name is on federal buildings in Washington, D.C.
Yep, it sure is.
FBI buildings.
Sure is.
So like,
meanwhile, while cross-dressing.
A war crime. Yeah, and he was actually black. Did you know that?
J. Edgar Hoover?
Correct. He was mixed.
Mixed with what?
Black.
Who was black?
Somebody, I think his mom. Look it up.
Wow.
I just found that shit out too. Maybe last year. I didn't
sip that tea.
Nigga, if you look at his young pictures, he was a black man. Like, he was a young black man.
So do J. Edgar Hoover?
Like a mixed baby.
Huger. Is this J. Edgar Hoover? Fuck saying his name right anyway. But does J. Edgar Hoover, now the first black president?
Was he ever? He wasn't a president.
Oh, yeah. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. He was the head of the FBI.
Yeah.
But I want to make J. Edgar Hoover a president as well. So yeah, I'm totally off about that because I think that I know the FBI part, but I think I've also made him a president in my mind.
Nah, he was controlling presidents. Like he was controlling Richard Nixon. Like for sure. Like, he was controlling Richard Nixon. He was a part of he was like a puppeteer for Richard Nixon. And shit.
Richard Nixon, Watergate, whole thing. Hey, speaking of that, Trump was acquitted. We didn't talk about that. I think that happened the same day we recorded. That was crazy.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, it wasn't crazy.
I think it was crazy only because the people who voted against it was the people who he actually tried to kill, which is crazy. Like, if he just went out and tried to kill some other people or some black people or something like that, I would have been like, yeah, they ain't gonna do nothing about it. But the fact that you let a nigga slide who literally tried to kill you, wow. Like, please, let's dismantle the party system. I feel like that's the first step. Let's just dismantle the party system.
I agree with that too. It's fucking 300 million people in the fucking country and divide them up in two parties. Like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, like, that's crazy. And people just have this sense, like, they need to belong. Like, people need to belong. Like, if you look at these different clubs and affiliations and things like that people have, even outside of this, like, people just want to feel like they belong and they will go down for that. You know what I mean? Like, they will go down for symbolism or what they think something means or being a part of something, even if it's detrimental to their own, detrimental to themselves, detrimental to their families. Like, it's just so weird to me. And like, I guess as a person who is willing to shift course when something does not work for me, I just don't understand it. I can't understand blind loyalty. Right. That doesn't compute with me, you know? And, you know, that's just crazy. I did watch, I watched a documentary it's a documentary. I guess I'll give it that. It's a documentary on Netflix called Fake Famous. It basically goes behind the smoke and mirrors of, social media. And, you know, basically what I be trying to tell my cousins and brother and younger people, like, yo, everything you see on social media is not real. Like, even your people with the most followers and that shit be fake as fuck. You know what I'm saying? They basically like take three nobodies and like, we gonna apply all of these things to make you famous and basically looking into like, just because you're famous on Instagram, does that mean you're fucking famous? You know what I'm saying? And it kind of goes into what is fame and, you know, and this time, what is it versus what it used to be? And just because a person has 1 million followers on YouTube, on even YouTube, for real, like any of these social media platforms, they can still walk around, majority of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not really famous. So they did like a lot of math and put like a lot of data and a lot of shit that was very like insightful. So if you're interested in that, I feel like that's a good watch. I also watched The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel. Have you seen that?
Nope.
So that's another trending documentary that was on Netflix that I watched, over, this 2 weeks. And it's basically about, a girl who was found dead in a tank at the Cecil Hotel in downtown LA. And like, this hotel is like wild. It's kind of like one of those places that's like basically run down and like drug addicts and homeless and all them type people stay in that hotel. And so they basically, it's like a hotel that was built in like the 30s or something. And then the Great Depression happened, blah, blah, blah. So the hotel's like run down. It used to be like the shit and now it's like run down. And so they tried to rebrand the hotel and make it into 2 parts, right? So they tried to make one like this hip hotel. So if you look on like Travelocity or something like that. The pictures that you get, it looks like it's this hip hotel, but really all they did was split a fucking horrible ass hotel into two parts to try to, get money.
Drum up business.
Yeah, drum up business to have, tourists stay there. But the other part of the hotel is like one of them shits where you take like prostitutes and people do drugs and homelessness and all of this shit, like all in this hotel. And this girl from Japan goes and stays at this hotel and they find her dead in like this water tank. And they basically go through what they think happened or whatever, but I ain't gonna give it away. It's true crime. So, you know, it's not like it's a dun-da-dun at the end. You can just Google what happened. But it's very interesting what the police will hang their hat on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You know what I mean? So this girl found in a tank, right? So spoiler alert. So this girl is found in this tank dead. They look at the hotel footage. They see her, in this, elevator, right? That's the footage that they have of her. She's kind of acting what appears to be a little bit erratic. So basically the final conclusion that they came up with is that she was experiencing some type of mental health breakdown, right? And she could have possibly been on drugs. Okay, I can rock with that, right? I can rock with that theory. But then they say this girl either climbs up the side of a building or goes through like this secret way up through these steps that take her to the roof of the hotel. And then go through all these shenanigans to put herself inside of a tank. Like a water tank. That's for the hotel. How the people found her in the tank was because the water was coming out fucked up. So they went to go check the tank. Found the girl in the tank. And what blows my mind about this whole thing, I'm just like, so they're saying like, okay, so she was in a tank. The tank was closed up. Like it's a lid. It was closed up. So as she decided she was on drugs or having this mental break, she decided to go up on this roof that's very complicated, climb up these steps, climb up a water tank. How did she jump in and then close the shit behind her? Like how you do that? It's a tank. Like the water from the top, it's not like it's something where she could have been like, all right, let me slide this shit closed. That's not how it worked. But, you know, I just, you know, it's just very interesting to me, how they just write off somebody's shit versus how they talk about motherfuckers like, various blonde white girls that go missing or is killed. And they hunt for that shit for like fucking years and millions of documentaries. And you know what I mean? Like, what was that girl who died in like the Natalie? She died in like one of the islands, blonde girl, shit. Like a famous case that they're always talking about. Natalie, I forget her name. But anyway, this was, you know, a Japanese girl from another country. They just wrote that shit off. So, if you're interested in true crime, that is a good one as well. I want to watch Framing Britney Spears.
Yeah, I heard that was good.
Yeah, I want to watch that. I heard that it was really good. I didn't really know what a conservatorship was, right? I think I thought of it as...
I don't know what that is.
Okay,
I still don't know what it is.
Education time. So I just found out myself. So a conservatorship is basically, I thought it was like a point of attorney, right? Power of attorney, I mean. Where, you know, you just had say so if a person was mentally or physically incapacitated. Well, y'all know, like back in 2008, like Britney had like this, for y'all who are old enough to know, in 2008, Britney had, a breakdown. You know what I mean? She was shaved her head bald. She attacked the car with an umbrella. And, you know, Britney just seemed like she was off the rails. Everyone assumed like it was drugs and mental health. All of this shit rolled into one. Well, what happened was her father became her court-appointed conservator. And what that means is basically they have a say-so over everything you do, like a child. Like they're basically your parent. Of course, this person is her parent, but it could be anybody that, you know, is granted conservatorship over you. So what has become so popular and trending now about Britney is because Britney is trying to get out of this, and they basically like her dad determines like who house she can go over, what time she got to go to bed, what she can eat. Like, when I hear about it, I haven't seen the Framing Britney Spears, but just based on what I've heard and the definition of it, like, it's kind of sound like she a fucking slave. You know what I'm saying? Like a prisoner or, you know, something like being held against her will. And I don't know the state of, Britney Spears' mental, but based on what I've seen of her and the times that, you know, she may have gone viral on social media or whatever, she doesn't seem like she needs that amount of supervision, but I don't know. And I'm interested in, seeing this Framing Britney Spears. That's actually what made me want to watch it. And also the fact that, Justin Timberlake decided he wanted to apologize to Britney and Janet for, I guess, being complacent. You know, for y'all who forgot, Janet Jackson and, Justin Timberlake almost fucking 20 years ago at this point in time, like 2004 Super Bowl, when Justin and Janet performed. Justin ripped off a pasty type thing, which I'm assuming was part of the routine, and it kind of went left, that exposed, Janet's breast on nipple on national TV. Seeing as though in 2021, we basically seeing motherfuckers' uterus. It's crazy that was even a big thing in 2004, but you know, here we are. And so everybody wasn't fucking with Justin. Like, you gonna apologize, because Janet took all the heat for that shit. Like, they came down on Janet and Justin never said anything. So people been on Justin's case about that. And so every Super Bowl, they've basically been doing like Janet Jackson appreciation. And her song Control went in like the #1 spot on Billboard or something like that, just because of that movement. So Justin decided he was going to come out and give the white man speech of, you know, I was complacent. I didn't know, that I was dealing with privilege and all this other new 2021 like woke shit. Did you hear about that? Did you care about Justin doing that?
You know I didn't. I definitely didn't. I don't give a fuck about that shit, bro.
Did you give a fuck about Justin?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I was actually like an early Justin Timberlake fan. Like in the 2000s, like,
oh no, that's my nigga. Like, I felt like Man in the Woods was some bullshit, but 2020, the first 2020, that's one of the hardest R&B albums ever. I love that fucking album. Like, I fuck with that. I like a lot of Justin.
Yeah.
Like, I fuck with Justin musically. I don't be giving a fuck about the rest of that shit. But that 2020, that first 2020 or whatever, I guess the first 10 songs, shit was dope. Like, I loved it. Like, Suit and Tie and shit with Jay, that's my shit.
I liked part of that album. I loved, the first album with Timberland, with Cry Me a River and all that shit. That's when he was shading
Sophisticated Love Songs or some shit.
No, that wasn't it. It was, damn, I want to know too.
Justified.
Absolutely right. I like Justified. I love, Crazy Sex Sounds. What was it? Crazy Cool Sex Sounds. Damn. It was a joint that had him and, Sierra. Sex, Love, and Magic, I think it was called.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And then, you know, it kind of tapered off for me. I like the 2020, you know, the joint you were talking about.
That shit was fire.
It's not my favorite, but, you know, I'll listen to it. After that, I didn't really,
Man in the Woods was horrible.
Man in the Woods was super horrible. That's why I was just like, oh, like, and I don't think it did very well.
Nah, that shit was trash.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have. That shit was horrible.
I don't think it did very well, but I was an NSYNC fan. And yeah, it was Future Sex Love Sounds.
Oh yeah.
I loved the NSYNC. Like, I loved NSYNC. I like Backstreet Boys, but I definitely loved NSYNC. I liked when Justin came out and, you know, he was with Neptunes and Timberland and Clips and all that shit. And, I really started thinking like, I was like, damn, that's fucked up. He didn't do nothing about that. But I really thought Justin was trash when he did that Prince tribute. That Prince tribute was trash. when they had the Super Bowl in Minnesota.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that shit was trash. But yeah, I really don't care for it. I don't really care. Like, I don't buy Justin Timberlake shit. Like, I don't support him like that. So it didn't really matter to me. Like, with that, I felt like he could have kept his apology though. After waiting 20 years, if it take you 20 years to realize some shit, nigga, I'm cool. Keep it.
Yeah, I'm straight.
Keep it. So I don't know if this is, again, you know, Black Lives Matter is the new marketing plan.
Right.
You know, so I don't know how sincere this nigga is about that, nor do I really care. Cause like I said, I don't really, unless Justin come with like some banging type shit, like, I kind of feel like he's had his time. He's had his heyday. My girl Janet Jackson said something on social media or whatever in that whispering fucking voice, saying thank you, but she didn't say nothing to like Justin and shit like that. Everybody in New York and all of the celebrity clout chasers are rejoicing. Bobby Shmurda is home. Was this something you was happy about?
Not really. Didn't move me one way or
right.
But nah, it's dope though.
Right. You know, that nigga was gone for like 6 years.
Yeah, solid nigga. Stand up nigga.
Yeah.
100. Ain't fold. You know what I mean? Ain't do this time like a man.
Yeah.
Instead of these fucking weirdos that you see out here.
Anti-6ix9ine. Like he's the anti-6ix9ine and shit. Texas. Man. I felt so bad for everybody in Texas, my nigga. Like Texas freezing over. Them not having electricity. Their homes and their clothes are not meant for the winter. Like niggas in Texas don't have fucking Timbs and Montclairs and Eddie Bauer coats and all of this shit. Like to see the pipes bursting, I cannot imagine being destitute with the element of cold and wet.
Yeah, it's fucked up. But it was 80 degrees the other day.
And right. It's about to be 70 degrees for the next 2 days here in Atlanta. I'm excited.
Yeah, it was nice today. It was supposed to be 70 tomorrow too, and then it's gonna fucking rain on Friday.
It's supposed to rain.
Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
It's always fucking raining, my nigga. That shit, like, this shit be trash, man. I'm so fucking tired of everything. Like, this shit just...
Climate control, I mean, global warming and climate change is real. They had this, did you see the conspiracy theories about the fucking, snow and shit? Niggas was trying to melt the snow. What?
They've been doing that shit for years.
What is the cause of that?
I don't know. They just been doing that. I've been seeing that shit since social media has been popping. Like, niggas always be trying to melt snow, and that shit don't work. I don't know why or the reason behind it, but that shit is not a new phenomenon.
I wonder what it is, because I ain't never been around no snow that didn't melt. So, not that I know of. I ain't been around no snow that didn't melt, bruh.
Same thing that Doritos don't melt when you catch them on fire. Shit like that.
Doritos? Supposed to melt?
They don't even catch on fire.
Oh. I don't know about that. I know that damn, fucking, American cheese don't be melting, right? That shit turn black.
Yeah, I don't eat that shit.
So when my mom and my sister came down in September, they bought some Kraft singles, and I don't normally buy that in my house. But I got food for them, and I know that's what they like eat and shit like that. So I got them that. But I ain't gonna lie, like ever since then, I've been having a pack, cause that grilled cheese be hitting different. That grilled cheese hitting different. I get the what's the shit? What's the fucking name brand? Not the name brand shit, Borders.
But what's the other shit? Is it not Cracker Barrels? Fucking
Sargento.
It's the red
Cracker
shit.
Barrel.
Sargento.
Yeah, Sargento.
Yeah, I get the Sargento, like the Sargento sliced cheese.
Well, I'm talking
like
about
the actual
American cheese. Like, so you know American cheese is pretty much fake cheese. You only have to have 51% to be cheese. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm with all the, you know what I mean, the real cheese.
Nah, I can't do it. That shit ain't, I can't.
Hey, that shit hit. All I can speak for is Kraft. I can't speak for these other brands, cause I done definitely seen other brands in my mama's house that taste funny and don't melt. But the crash singles, I was like, damn, this shit different. Like, make y'all a garlic grilled cheese with Asiago, cheddar, and a slice of American cheese. Hidden. But I'm a cheese enthusiast, so don't listen to me if you're a constipated nigga. Like, don't listen to me. But,
yeah, I'm trying to cut back on my fucking dairy.
I know that's right.
That shit ain't good for you.
That shit ain't good for you. But I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like chicken and cheese, like pretty much, unless a doctor tell me to, I'm never giving that shit up. I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't gonna even hold you. Like, them like, somebody said, if you can only have like 3 things, you on an island, you gotta eat that for the rest of your life. I said cheese, chicken, potatoes. I feel like those are the most diverse foods you can have. Like, you can make a rack of shit out of potatoes. You can make chicken a bunch of different ways. Like, in my opinion, like, fish is fish. No matter how you try to make it different, it's still fish. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know it's fish. You can't eat like, or, you know, there are pescatarians, but people who, you know, eat diverse meats, you know, you ain't gonna eat fish every single day. You're not cooking fish every single night. You're probably not cooking pork every single night. You're probably not cooking steak or beef every single night because you feel it. You understand. Chicken, I can legit have chicken. I probably do have chicken in some way, shape, or form almost every day, at least 5 days a week. Like, serious business.
Yeah, I eat a lot of chicken and turkey and fish. I don't eat beef or pork, so yeah, that's really all my diet consists of. I just want to like eliminate so much cheese. I eat cheese like all the time and I love it, but it's not good. It's fucking mucus fucking filled, causes disease in your body. But,
I mean, hey, it's pick your poison at this point in time. So, you know.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
Definitely pick your poison.
Yeah, each his own. Enjoy what you want.
Facts. It's definitely pick your poison, because I be trying to put my family on the different shit. They be like, hell no, we not doing it. I'll be like, all right, well, fine then. Before we get off Texas, I want to say fuck Ted Cruz. Per usual. Fuck Ted Cruz. Like, Ted Cruz is a piece of shit. Ted Cruz is a piece of shit. People suffer, and this nigga left and went to Cancun. Like, y'all, if this past year, I don't know how old you are, but if this past year has not taught you that government is a fucking illusion and the protections that government supplies is an illusion, again, let's just get rid of the whole shit. Like, we might need to deal with fucking anarchy and build this shit up from the ground. Cause the shit we got ain't working.
Yeah, that shit lame as fuck.
That shit is not working. And the fact that Texas has private, energy, by ERCOT, and, I hope that family get every bit of that 100 million, even though I don't think they will, cause their son died, in that, Texas weather, with ERCOT turning off the power and shit like that and deciding to have, rolling, I guess power in blocks and shit, like rolling power and shit, whatever the technical name of that shit.
Turn that shit on every 4 hours. My homegirl, she stay in Texas and she was telling me that shit. She was like, yeah, my neighbors across the street had power for 4 hours. We never got any. I was like, shit.
How?
Man, that shit is like, what the fuck, my nigga? Like, this shit is, like, I seen some shit the other day that said America is only prepared for racism.
What that?
That was the only thing.
It said we're not prepared for fucking weather. We're not prepared for pandemics. We're not prepared for anything. We're not prepared for homelessness. We're not prepared for anything but stopping black people. And like, the thing about it is, like, for real, be like, I didn't want to come on this bitch and not bring shit up. But everything is that. Like, everything relates back to that. And I would love it if I was just like, ooh, shit been so sweet. We ain't got nothing to blame on racism this week. I would love that. That's my euphoric state in life. Like, I would love that. I just don't feel like that is going, to happen. Yeah, so fuck Ted Cruz. My prayers go out to everyone, in Texas. I know that, you know, even though it is warm now, etc., y'all got a lot of damage to deal with. Deaths and damage, that happened. All these houses were, I don't know what I thought. I don't know what I thought a pipe bursting looked like. Like, I saw all of this water coming from everywhere on all these posts. And I was like, God, if you were in that situation, right? If you were in Texas, cause I really don't know what I would do. What do you think you would do in that situation like that? Like, how would you make your family feel safe in a situation like that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I got family down there. You know what I'm saying? That, like, one of my brothers lives in Texas, and he was without power for like 6 days.
House don't have no insulation in it. Like,
yeah.
Like, people.
Cousin ain't get power for 4 or 5 days.
Grocery stores out. Grocery stores out of everything. The streets fucked up, so you gotta walk most of these places. Then to get there, and then it ain't no food. Your kids sitting there, they cold, they wet. You know, I think about like for me, like I've been thinking about this, and I'm like, this seems like the worst case scenario for me. Because when you're dealing with catastrophic events, most catastrophic events, if you're going to die, right? Your death is pretty quick, right? Most of the time. Like if you're in an earthquake or you're in a tornado or, you know, you in like some Katrina shit and didn't make it out. You know, you 9 times out of 10, like if you're going to drown, like it's a quick thing. Like I can't imagine being in a place where not only am I cold, it's snowing, I don't have the proper clothes, I'm wet, the roads are fucked up, the grocery stores are out of food. There is also, you can't go to your neighbor because everybody dealing with the same shit for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really go and get help someplace else. And then you just kind of got to sit there and deal. Like people, like they found people like in their chairs frozen to death. Mm-hmm. That seems like the worst scenario. I've been thinking about this. I was just like, yo, I don't know what I would do. I honestly been trying to think of like, you know, how you go into action hero mode and shit in your mind. Like, all right, this is what I would do. Or just problem solving mode. Like, this is what I would do. I have no idea, B. I've been thinking about this since it happened. I have no idea what I would do. And that scares me because I always have a plan. Like, I always have some configuration of a plan.
Yeah, that shit's scary, man. That shit is definitely scary. And, you know, people won't prepare for it. I mean, you know, they don't deal with that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I live in the South, and that shit will, you know, I think that same, like, last Thursday, it was threats of, you know, fucking sleet and shit, and Raleigh shut down. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, I know, and we get way more, you know, threats of snow than they do. You know what I'm saying? But
it haven't snowed, I think, since 1970, I think they said. It hasn't snowed there since 1970. So, you know, it goes.
Nah, I think it had snowed before, but I don't think it was as cold as it was. The temperature.
Oh, well, what I saw the last time it snowed, maybe snowed significantly, was in 1970 or 70 something. So they were talking about like, you know, if you're, you know, like, if you in our age group, like, you may not have never lived through snow before. Period. Or been involved in a situation with snow. I know individuals who've never seen snow before that live in California. Like, they've never been in snow. They've never touched snow before. Like, never experienced snow before. Yeah, like, that is crazy. That is totally crazy. All my prayers going out to y'all while y'all recover. It was declared a state of emergency. And I hope everybody can bounce back, as soon as possible. Before we get into Black Facts, I want to say 2 things. I want to say rest in peace to Prince Marky D of the legendary hip hop group the Fat Boys. He passed away. Hip hop, you know, icon, legend. Fat Boys, I remember the Fat Boys. Back in the day.
Yeah, my niggas. I used to love them. They was the first rap superstars.
Really?
I mean, think about it.
I always put that as Run DMC.
These niggas had movies and shit.
That is true.
Like, these niggas was like superstars.
They did have movies.
And,
like, I remember the movies more than I remember their actual music.
Right.
And just in Black excellence, I just want to give a shout out to Jazzy Hoover, for selling 50% of Ace of Spades to Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, LVMH. That's the same luxury brand that Rihanna is under. Seems like LVMH is embracing the efforts of blacks, or they just see that we can make money. But either way, he gave them 50% ownership, which is dope. I think that is, for me, that is, you know, the goals, to build something enough to sell it, have someone else do all the hard work, and continue to give like creative direction or some shit like that. So I think that is a huge accomplishment, something else, for the mogul, that is Jay-Z. So shout out to Jay-Z for, having the foresights to create a lot of things, not only, you know, Rockefeller with, Dames and Big, but also the other, business-minded ventures, that he's done. Jay-Z is an inspiration to me. My office has Jay in there. I told y'all I felt the way when he did the Super Bowl thing. I actually still feel the way, but I've let it slide. I don't watch NFL anyway, but, yeah, shout out to Jay, man. Black excellence. And, yeah. So you ready to get into some, one more thing. That was super fucking funny, right? So I was watching TV, something, and a commercial came on, and I guess Eminem has this campaign or whatever, like giving someone like, some M&Ms in order to be nice, right? And it was funny because I was just like, man, black culture is such culture. You know what I mean? Like, do y'all even have y'all own culture? So this lady gives this other lady some M&Ms, and she's like, I'm sorry for calling you Karen. Right? And the lady goes, but my name is Karen. And she was like, oh, well, I'm sorry your name is Karen. And that gives her like the M&Ms and shit, right? I thought that shit was super fucking funny, right? Like, I was like, man, black culture is culture, man. Like, I got an email, my nigga, from, it was Pizza Hut or Domino's, probably Domino's, but I got an email from Pizza Hut or Domino's, and it said, it was Friday, I remember, and the headline was, are you ready for some za tonight? Za.
What? Like pizza?
So, for y'all who don't know, like, Zaza is, or za is exotic weed. Right? So they call it za. And then it goes, are you ready for some za tonight on a Friday night? And then it goes, we mean pizza. And I'm just like, yo, are they sending these headlines to specific demographics? Or is this a mass email going to everybody? And do they know what za is? Like,
yeah, probably just a mass shit, man.
I'm like, are they like
playing on one way or the other? Playing on it if the niggas know, and if you don't,
right? If you know, like if you know, you know, type shit, huh? Like, if you fucking know, I'm like, who the fuck is running these fucking accounts, these corporate communications? Like, the shit was just funny to me, but but I was like, hell yeah, I want some za. Can I order some shit like here in Atlanta, off the app? I can't wait till we get to that point in Atlanta where you can just order some shit off the app like they do in DC. How was the app? I don't even think I asked you about that when you were in DC.
Oh, I ain't even get shit. I already had weed with me and shit, and I seen how they was like, it was just, I ain't feel like doing that shit. Like, it was, I just already had bud, so I really won't press, you know what I'm saying?
Did you fly or did you drive? Oh yeah, then you good. See, you know, that's for the people who, you know, you gotta get on the plane or who live there, you know what I'm saying? I would have definitely brought my own shit.
Yeah, they said you had to have a card and shit, and I was like, I don't feel like going through the whole chain. Like, if I get, like, you know, cause I was gonna go to the dispensary, like, an actual, like, I just like buying weed. That shit is dope.
It's like,
so I was gonna do the bud, the Uber weed, whatever the fuck shit.
Yeah.
But
Uber
I already had some bud with me, so I won't even trip.
Yeah, I feel you on that. So I'll have like weed, and I always have it. But I don't recall like where I got it from. So I have it in like containers and shit like that. So, I had some shit the other day and I was like, God damn, where did I get this from? Like, I need to go back and get some of this. Cause, you know, I'll just like, if I'm with you or whatever and, you know, we smoke something dope, I'll just be like, who your connect or whatever. And I'll buy some to have. Like, I'm not a damn nickel bag person. Like, I'm not about to keep hitting you to buy fucking 3.5 all the time. Like, let's get shit. Let's have it on deck. If you know you smoke, if you know you drink, if you know, just have it on, if you can afford it, just have it on deck. I don't understand why people make all these transactions when they know what their habits are. But whatever. That was dope. Anyway, let's move along into some black facts since it is Black History Month. Skibbity bee bop boo, bees black facts.
So actually, one of my homeboys who's like a hip hop producer and, like super music enthusiast and knows mad shit. He, speaking of Prince Marky D, he posted on his Facebook, he was like, "Rip to a real legend. Everybody loves Fat Boys, but people don't know he was a legendary producer and writer. He did Real Love for Mary J. It's a Shame for Cool G Rap. He also wrote for Destiny's Child, Mariah Carey.
Is that? No, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He produced that. Also did Destiny's Child, wrote and produced for Destiny's Child, Mariah and Frank Ocean, Little Romeo, Everlast, and SWV. And then he also went on to do radio in Florida. So thought that was pretty dope because I read that the other day.
That is really dope. I didn't know any of that.
Right, me either. And then on February 22nd, 1989, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince won the first Grammy Award for rap music.
And they boycotted it because they wouldn't show it. Yeah, wouldn't show it on TV. They tried to get them the behind the scenes joint.
And February 21st, 1965, since we were talking about earlier, Malcolm X was murdered in the Hammerstein Ballroom or
Hammerstein
what was that
Ballroom?
Shit? Yeah, it was some. Yeah, I think it was some ballroom. I think it was a Hammerstein Ballroom in New York, in Harlem and shit. So, his daughter was on the Breakfast Club today, and she was talking about
findings.
The novel she just recently wrote a book. It's called it's a youth novel directed towards the youth, but it's the early life of Malcolm X and like kind of how he got like strayed away from his roots and how much information, like how his father, Malcolm X's father, like if you look at the movie, you know, he was like a reverend and, he was hated by, you know, obviously all the white people and they ended up ultimately killing him, but he was actually, not cahoots, but he was in partnership with Marcus Garvey, who was kind of like the first like Pan-African leader, giving people like knowledge of self and letting people know, you know, basically, you know, about black people and their roots. And, you know, that was in the early fucking like 20s and 30s and shit. I think Marcus Garvey was getting right. I think maybe 30s and 40s more so. But his father, Malcolm X's father he worked with him directly as far as like ministering and different things like that to help people kind of, you know, start learning blackness. And his mom, who was very fair skinned also, she unfortunately had, you know, some mental health issues or whatever, but Malcolm X had those early teachings. So that foundation that he got away from, obviously it kind of circled back and brought him back to it. So, I think the novel's really dope. And I think it's geared towards the youth to kind of like let, you know, kids know that, you know, even while you have a wild path, you can become, you know, one of the greatest people in the world. So, you know what I'm saying? I thought that was pretty dope. I don't remember the name of it, unfortunately, even though I just heard it earlier today, but check it out. It's Malcolm X's daughter's novel. I'm sure, you know, by those Googles, you'll be able to find it.
Gotcha. Do you think anything is going to happen with this alleged new information?
I think it should, man. I certainly think it should. I think, you know, we need to hold the federal government to task for, things that they've done to our people. I don't know how, you know, outside of accountability, what else can be done. I mean, I don't know who can be brought to justice or whatever, but, I don't know. I mean, I definitely think that, you know, I mean, unfortunately, the only compensation that you can really give people is money, in this world. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like Malcolm X's family should be compensated, hundreds of millions of dollars, because if he wasn't assassinated, who the hell knows where our people would be, you know what I mean? Especially because he turned that corner in terms of his awakening, if you will, in terms of working with different factions and different people, and, very similar to Martin. When he was, he passed away and was murdered, he was also turning that corner. The same with Fred Hampton, him being able to unify the gangs of Chicago with the Black Panthers, in addition to poor whites, and make their imprint felt. Like, who knows what these people, would have done, for our people, poor people and Black people and people of color specifically. But, I think, the only compensation and the only Band-Aid, I guess, that you can give people, unfortunately, for murder is a settlement of money. And I think certainly that they're owed that, and, should be compensated as such, because nobody else, it won't get any actual justice. Yeah. Like, there's, all those people are dead. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, who do you even bring up on charges in that regard? Definitely remove J. Edgar Hoover's name from fucking federal buildings. Implicate him on war crimes, because that's exactly what he did. Like, they try to say, like that he, got Machine Gun Kelly and fucking Bonnie and Clyde and the rest of these motherfucking people and shit, but those motherfuckers were committing crimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, Malcolm X wasn't committing crimes. Martin Luther King wasn't committing crimes. Yeah. Fred Hampton wasn't committing crimes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people were against crimes, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were freedom fighters, in the radicalization of freedom for our people. So
100%.
They were the direct antithesis of, the fucking establishment. So, it is what it is. But I definitely think, as far as the only thing, unfortunately, that they can do, and they being the government, is to compensate the families and the descendants of, those people. So.
I think that would be a great movie concept. Like, like an alternate reality. Like, if Malcolm X was never assassinated. Like, that would be a dope movie concept.
That'd be it. Niggas still fuck shit up, though. But.
Yeah, but it would be interesting.
Because niggas gonna
it would definitely be interesting to see, have someone reimagine what the world would be like, with that. I think it will, honestly, keeping it a band, like, I honestly think it would be a more interesting movie for Malcolm X than Martin Luther King.
I think you could incorporate the both of them.
Right.
To be totally honest. Cause what's crazy is that their paths crossed when they were repelling, but then opposites being attracting, right? So, like, their awakening came damn near at the same time and damn near the same variety. Because Martin's awakening came when he left the South. If you know anything about it, like, it's a really good movie that a documentary is called King in the Wilderness. And it came on HBO. It's still up there. If you got HBO Max, I would really highly suggest it. It chronicles, and I've talked about it before, but it chronicles the last 17, 18 months of Martin Luther King's life, and where he left the South and started his Poor People's March, or his Poor People's Movement, where he went to LA and California, and then him and his wife lived in Chicago, and they dealt with more racism than they had ever seen. And that's where his awakening came, because, like, yo, this ain't even like a Southern thing. Yeah. It's just a poor people's thing. Like, he went to Watts, and he went to all these different places that were, going through all this peril. But he realized, like, okay, yeah, it's definitely Black people, and we're impoverished. And Chicago is the most segregated city still to this day, in the United States. And so he saw, like, the droves and droves and droves of white people that hated Black people, and that wasn't even in the South. Right. So, that awakening occurred. So at the same time, Malcolm goes, he gets dismembered from the nation, and then goes on his journey, his pilgrimage to Mecca, which is for every Muslim, is like, it's like a rite of passage of sorts. So he goes there, and he's being taught that, Black man is God, and the devil is white, and the white devil, and all this other shit. But he goes to Mecca, and then he's, sitting beside, he's praying to the same Allah as a Chinese man, as a white man, as, like, so the unification of all that like it was the awakening for him. So like they're realizing on different accounts and for all intents and purposes, different accords, but at the same time, it's the same thing. So I think that if they would have been able to have meetings based on the new and improved, you got to remember this man, Malcolm was 39 years old. Mm-hmm. Martin was 42. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, think about that. That's damn near our ages. Yeah. So that's like, you know, like me and you talking now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know, maybe a year or two off, but at the same time, like, in terms of having all that information, you think about all the information that we've currently learned today, like just in the past year, in terms and how it's transcended and changed our lives significantly for whatever reason. Like the internet has taught me so much, like just from finances to fucking my own history, like just to American history. Cause you know, it's just taught me like for all the fuck shit that it is in the shade rooms and the ball alerts, it's also your earn your leisures. It's also, you know, black history, black facts and shit like that I pull from daily. So like, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, social media and the internet is definitely a catch-22, for sure. Double-edged sword. You know what I mean? But it has just as amount of good as it does bad. I think it really is. If not even more. I mean, I think it's way more. I think it's way more good than it is bad. It's just what you know, what's socially engineered towards you. Correct. But my point is in saying like, you know, they continue to learn and grow as you continue to learn and grow, you know more and you're able to apply certain things that you thought before may have been not necessarily the wrong thing, but may have not necessarily been fully right to the point where you can kind of cater to the way you're living in the lifestyle. So, that is an ill concept that you mentioned, but I think the combination of both of them, like together, I think, and shit, even fucking Fred Hampton, like this motherfucker was 22. Like Fred Hampton was fucking 22 years old and had these motherfuckers at 22. Shook.
Just think what a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old would have been able to do.
Shook, my nigga. He had them niggas shook more than fucking Malcolm and Martin, my nigga. Like he was 22.
I feel like I need to, so I am going to watch, Judas and the Black Messiah.
But it's more so about the Judas. I would I'd offer you to do your due diligence on Fred Hampton. Like Fred Hampton. I know a little, but I don't feel like I know who he is. I know why he died. I know what he stood for, but I don't know the ins and out of his life like these other two. He was cold-blooded. I mean, it won't a lot, but he was cold-blooded for that little time that he was here. You know what I'm saying? Like because I mean, for what it's worth, he was a child of Malcolm. Like in the movie, you'll see like certain scenes that he's like, you know, memorizing, like he memorized Malcolm's speeches. At that time, it wasn't no fucking internet and shit. It's like, so the only thing we YouTube had, like they used to, back. Yeah, it was records. So like he had records and they would have, like they would sell records of Martin and Malcolm's speeches and shit. So he would quote them shits back and forth, like super duper smart guy. But just really impactful, really intelligent. A lot of people say that he died because of, you know, he was trying to galvanize whites and blacks. He died because they saw the power in the gangs. Again, Chicago being the most segregated city that in the United States and has been. Is it? Never knew. Yeah, you can look it up.
Never knew.
Like redlining, that's where redlining came Chicago? From. Like
I did not know that was the origin.
Yeah, redlining came from fucking Chicago. And that's another thing, like Martin made his transition. Like that's when he learned about redlining. Like this is when he, like all this shit, like I'm telling you, it's a lot of dope shit out there to watch, especially again with the internet and all the different streaming platforms. But I would highly recommend watching King of the Wilderness if you haven't. It's a really good, that's probably the best documentary that I've seen on Martin by far. Who Killed Malcolm X is a really good one. And then Judas and the Black Messiah is decent. It's surface, but it's more so on the Judas than the Black Messiah. It's not really a story about Fred Hampton. It's about the Judas. Yep. I forgot his fucking real name, but he, like, it shows the dichotomy of him and the fucked upness of him and how it's always a fuck nigga around and the reason that we're here. To begin with, but it's been a bunch of Judases, right? Always. Just in historical purposes or whatever. So, I would, but it's a documentary that PBS did on the Black Panthers that I saw maybe 4 years ago that like told me so much about Fred Hampton that I had never heard anything about Fred Hampton. Like you hear about your Huey P. Newtons and your Bobby Seals and, you know, the other leaders, shit, Afeni Shakur, Mutulu Shakur, all them people, you hear about them, but them niggas ain't have shit on Fred Hampton. Like Fred Hampton.
Why do you think Fred Hampton is not discussed as much as those other icons and figures that you?
I mean, those two, Huey P and Bobby Seale and the boys, they created it. It started in Oakland, right? So it started in Oakland, and then it just branched out. Like it was just a rash of fucking of awakening. It was people getting woke then, you know what I'm saying? So it branched out to the Chicago faction and shit. And Fred Hampton, Commissioner Fred, like I said, he was leading that shit at 20 years old. Imagine leading people, like a large amount of people, like a large amount of people at 20 years old. Nigga, I was nowhere near that. Like, nah.
Definitely,
nigga,
I couldn't.
Like, I was trying to lead my homeboys somewhat.
See it.
Yeah, hell no, nigga. I was fucked up in the game. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to make shit shake. You know what I'm saying? But this motherfucker was
focused. Like,
and then he was, I didn't know or didn't remember that he was arrested. Like they did some fuck shit to him. You know what I'm saying? Like they couldn't catch him on shit. So they ended up having like some bullshit bogus ass fucking charge that he had to go do in 6 months for. So that was even more like the nigga had like, he was in jail for like 6 to 9 months. You know what I'm saying? And this shit's crazy. Like he ended up dying. He appealed his charge and it got thrown out, but then it went back to the Supreme Court while he was waiting on appeal, and they pulled strings, obviously. And then he ended up, having to go do time, but they didn't even want that. They were like, fuck that. Huey P. Newton is a best-selling author. Bobby Seale is heralded all these people. Like these motherfuckers are millionaires on the strength of the fact of what they've been doing in the pen. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we don't want none of that shit. Clip his ass. We need to find out the layout of his apartment, and we need to go in there and kill his ass. And that's what the fuck they did. Shit is fucked up. Killed that man, shot that man 90 times.
90 times?
His house was riddled with 90 bullets. 22 years old while he slept in the bed by his pregnant wife. All 90 bullets damn near went inside him.
So what was the justification?
There wasn't. They didn't want him to go to jail.
So did they blame it on someone else? Like someone came and just assassinated?
Yeah, they said him? They said that they shot a shot, and which isn't true.
It was on some Breonna Taylor shit.
They had like
he shot back at him.
So they
allegedly.
They said, well, he did, but they shot the first shot, and his security guard dude shot out after that. But after return fire, there was 90 shots later, and then he was dead.
Damn.
But it was a plot, like, so the Messiah nigga, LaKeith Stanfield played, he was an informant paid to do this shit the entire time. And they were saying that the reason he even got brought up on charges,
is this a spoiler?
He ended up getting, like, he was,
it's real. Okay, go
it's
ahead.
Fact.
FYI, if y'all plan on watching that, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just it happened. So, yeah, like he ended up, the reason this is based on an interview that he gave, what's the shit, 60 Minutes or some shit, like back in the 80s. Basically, like after he, came to and shit like that, he just basically gave, it was either Time Magazine or 60 Minutes or some shit like that, but he gave them like an interview that ended up, going viral at that point,
viral
basically saying that, like he exposed everything that he had done, and basically him being a rat for the fucking feds, and he was a car thief by trade, ended up getting caught by the feds, and they were like, hey, we need you to do this for us, like, cause they literally had nothing on Fred Hampton. He was fucking squeaky clean, cause he was 100% righteous, like all the rest of our leaders outside of, motherfuckers fucking their wives or like getting a little pussy on the side. You know what I'm saying?
But legally, everybody's clean. Yeah.
Legally, 100, stand up, straight as an arrow. So they manipulated him. So he ended up getting close to Commissioner Fred, you know what I'm saying? And one thing leading to another. And, he was trying to opt out, obviously he was in too deep. And then they were saying like, you need to give us the layout of his house, of his apartment. And then he gave him the layout of his apartment, and, the rest is history, unfortunately. And then the dude ended up killing himself. Like after the shit aired, like 2 days later, he couldn't live with himself. He ended up killing himself.
Right.
Oh
man.
Shit's heavy.
So that's the only reason why I had not watched it. Cause like I said, I like to dictate my mood. And I'll be like, I'm not in the mood for that today. That's the only reason why I hadn't watched it, but I had planned on watching it.
It's heavy. It's heavy. I mean, just for the acting, LaKeith Stanfield did an amazing job.
You don't have to go in there. We can go into it later on that one. About his acting job and all that. We can go into that a little bit later.
Yeah, but that was it, man. So I would recommend watching it. It wasn't as good. I thought it was going to be a little bit better, but I already knew the story, so it wasn't like the story was going to intrigue me. But I mean, it's worth watching one time. You know what I'm saying?
All right. But I'm gonna definitely watch it. I will definitely lay eyes on it before the next time that we record for sure. Cause like I said, I've been wanting to watch it, but I was just like, I don't feel like feeling away. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I just don't feel like it. Like I don't feel like dealing with that.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
But
when I was actually I was gonna watch it on like a Friday. I'm all later like, man, I'm just
right.
I don't feel like right.
I just be like, I'm trying to watch something funny. When I'm high 9 times out of 10, I would have watched something funny. But if it's not something funny, like I want to watch something at least that's not gonna make me upset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But the thing about it, it's gonna make you upset.
Right. And that's what I knew. I was like, it's
Black history makes you fucking, you can just look at, rest in peace of Ahmaud Arbery one time for him. I know today, I think was either his birthday or his anniversary.
I know, Joe Biden, not Joe Budden, said something, about it today. I think he tweeted about it or something like that. Did you see the shit where the nigga was telling Joe Budden to stop bullshitting and get us the stimulus checks? Yeah. And it's like, nigga, that is Joe Biden. But you know, niggas be funny anyway. So niggas was probably knew exactly what he was saying when he said that shit anyway. Mm-hmm. Black people funny, bro. Black people is funny. I love black people. Black people get on my nerves too, but I love black people. You ready to get into some bullshit, some litter shit? Let's do it. Litter shit is our pop culture segment where we talk about all the fuck shit on your timelines. Did you indulge in any vices? Are you indulging in any vices?
I mean, I'm
always high.
Smoke a lot of weed.
Hey, that's funny as shit.
Like, as soon as I get off work, I get high. And if I'm not working,
and where are you going? Are you going in the garage?
To get high?
Yeah.
It's cold, so garage, but I mean, unfortunately, because my daughter, like, she smells the shit all the time, and she fucking be asking me, man, questions, and the shit annoys the fuck out of me. She be like, she be talking to my mom, she was like, I don't understand, like, every time I go in there, it's just so smoky, and it smells, and she was like, I just don't want to understand why you don't tell me. I'm like, man, shut your ass
That's
up,
your
bro.
second wife.
That shit is trash.
That is your second wife.
Trash, bro. I'd be like, yo, leave me alone. Like, I was out there smoking today and I cracked the garage and shit because it was a nice day. I should have just went on the back porch because I got a screen in the porch and shit. I should have just went on the back porch, but I won't think about it. And I was on the phone with one of my homeboys and shit. And she like come outside and I'm like, what do you need? And she's like, nothing. Stinks in here. I was like, man, I be want to call her out her name. Like, yo, get the fuck away from me, dog. Like, you about to get on my goddamn nerves. Like, I'm grown as fuck. I don't have to answer these.
Is that your second wife, bro? Is that your second wife?
Shit is annoying.
Them daughters be monitoring, boy. Them daughters be monitoring.
Leave me the fuck alone.
That is so funny. Shout out to Dream, man. Keeping pops in check.
No
shout out to Dream. Keeping dad in check, man. Keep that nigga in check. Dream, I hear you. I'm drinking. I am drinking. I have my vape pen here. But I have not hit that, but I do have, vodka and diet tonic. Because a bitch gotta get healthy. Let me not say the word healthy because that's not what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to, decrease the LBs, But, let's get into it, man. So my man Meek is just having a rough week, so far. Earlier in the week, he ran into that clown, multicolored lane, Tekashi 6ix9ine. They, ran into each other outside of, Kimono in, Miami. Meek was getting in the car. We saw video footage of them allegedly going at each other. they both look kind of pussy to me, but I'll get into that later. Where they started getting at each other, yelling at each other, with security, holding them back. And I'm doing air quotes with holding them back. And then after that, you know, him and 6ix9ine traded some words on the internet, and then some lyrics dropped of a song that Meek was doing with Lil Baby, right? And Vanessa Bryant was not amused by Meek referencing her husband, which that's crazy. That has been over a year at this point in time, with Kobe and Gianna and the 7 others that passed away in that horrific helicopter crash. But she didn't appreciate that. And she took the Instagram to basically read Meek Mill for his lyrics. And the song is called Don't Worry, subtitle R.I.P. Kobe, which leaked online. And the lyric went as such: this bitch I'm fucking always tell me that she love me, but she ain't never show me. Yeah, if I ever lack, I'm going out with my chopper. It's another Kobe. Vanessa said she was not happy about that. She said that she finds it extremely insensitive and disrespectful, period. I'm not ad-libbing. That's what she said. She says that I'm not familiar with any of your music, which was the gag and the shade, but I believe you can do better than this. If you are a fan, fine. There's a better way to show your admiration for my husband. This lacks respect and tact. Later on, Meek Mill tweeted that he apologized to her in private, and he's not going to apologize in public. Nothing I say on my page directed to a internet viral moment or the family of a grieving woman. If you care about someone grieving, change the subject. So Meek Mill pretty much tried to redirect our attention and said that, you know, it is what it is. He apologized to her and he's not going to apologize to you. Was it a bar or was it tasteless? What was your thoughts when you heard the two bars?
I mean, it wasn't that fire to me. You know, I get punchlines. I understand. I mean, so I see, like, it definitely was insensitive and, you know, whatever, but it's also rap. So there's been mad shit, you know, fucking Christopher Reeves and, you know, like I'm hit the trees like Christopher Reeves or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like all type of crazy shit. Or no, hit the trees like Sonny Bono.
Yeah, Sonny Bono, you know, definitely hit the trees.
Mad shit. Like, you know, it's just, so I get it. I mean, but the bar just it won't that fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, but I get why she, you know, if she feels some type of way, she's entitled to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? And if that's what I seen a tweet right before we started recording that if Vanessa Bryant says it ain't right, it ain't right. So I mean, for what it's worth, I agree with that too. You know what I'm saying? So, I didn't think the bar was that hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely didn't think it was that hard, but I also come from, you know, hip hop where niggas use mad metaphors and similes to, you know, get points across that may or may not necessarily be the most tasteful. Yeah. So
you're absolutely correct with that one, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we just, that's what hip hop is. That's what rap is. You know what I'm saying?
I think it was a too soon situation. I think it was just a too soon situation because even the individuals that you mentioned, Christopher Reeves, whatever, like, we don't give a fuck about them. They white. Keep it in a band. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that what they went through is insignificant. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying who we willing to ride for. You know what I'm saying? And I think that based on the way the black community loved Kobe, cause I had an admiration for Kobe. I thought Kobe did his thing, but I wasn't necessarily a person that's gonna cry over this Meek Mill bar. But, you know what I'm saying? I do feel like if right now, the way that things are lined up, if you say Kobe or Nipsey, niggas still feeling that pain. Cause they had fan bases that fuck with them very deeply in the black community. So all I can really worry about is my community. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, I just didn't see, like, as you're Meek Mill and you're writing this, how did it not come to you that maybe this wouldn't be received so well? But also it was leaked,
Yeah,
so you never know if it was going to go back and be changed or...
Like, he probably just, it might have been a reference point and he just would have came back and like, yeah, nah, it was leaked.
Yeah, you know, I just feel like, I feel like you have more rapper friends than I do. So I always wonder, like, when you sitting in there, is there not checks and balances? You know what I'm saying? When niggas is telling you, like, or is niggas just yes man and you like, oh, that shit hard? Ain't nobody saying, like, you sure you want to say that? It just
depends on what circle you're
in. True. I
mean, it just depends. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just depends. It depends. He could have did that shit by himself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
And that's why somebody leaked this.
Oh, that is true.
You can record so easy nowadays. Like, you can record so easy nowadays. Like, you can, like, niggas recording themselves. I know, I've seen it done. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get in the booth and have the shit right there. You know what I'm saying? True. Niggas don't even be in booths. Like, you can literally be rapping with a nice mic and be right beside the board, hit press, hit record and hit stop, just similar to what we're doing and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So he could have recorded that shit by himself. It's a million fucking scenarios.
That is true, though. That is true. He could have recorded that shit by himself. Seeing as though, you know, none of these people seem like they ever by themselves. They always with a million motherfuckers catching COVID and shit. Like they don't never seem like they by themselves. But you're absolutely right with that. He could have. And like I said, the fact that it was leaked, that may not have been the final version. Who knows, you know, the engineer, Lil Baby, whomever else is an approver, you know, may have stopped that and said something. But, you know, I didn't think it was the best use of time, the best use of words. Like, I do feel like you understand what people feel about Kobe. You understand what people feel about Nipsey. You even understand what people feel about, like, you know, like, niggas like King Von and shit like that. So you gotta be prepared. Like, if you're going to say this, that's cool, and you want to stand in the face of your art and you want to stand up for it, you gotta be willing to take that smoke. Do you feel like a public disrespect requires a public apology? Seeing as though it was probably more people offended than just Vanessa Bryant.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, I definitely respect private apologies too, but yeah, I think if you do some shit in the public, then you should make a public apology, I guess. But I mean, I think apology is apology first and foremost. Like, if it's sincere, I think that's the biggest thing about it. Like, I don't really be feeling a public apology just to fucking put a Band-Aid on some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, call me. You know what I mean? Like, but again, if you do some shit in public, then I guess it warrants whatever. But do both.
Yeah. I think that we just live in a generation, in an era, whereas people love clown shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, good, bad, or indifferent. I feel like people encourage, like, clown shit, which goes back to this whole, like, 6ix9ine situation and shit. Like,
I really hate
do you feel like they really want to fight?
Somebody should really smoke him.
Like, do you feel like
somebody should, not even Meek, I ain't even, like, somebody's got to kill him. Like,
hey,
he
that is very
wild.
crazy coming from you, because that would be more so coming to me. Like, I'm done. Like, somebody need to off him. What made you get to that point where you are wishing death
on
really 6ix9ine?
Like, I really hate seeing him, period. But then he just, with the whole King Von, he's just
he's
so
disrespectful.
Dick, all that
he
shit.
told,
like,
for the people who don't
somebody
know,
gotta smoke him, bro. Like, you done told on niggas. You acting like you did.
He acting like he invincible,
you know
bro. He acting like he don't breathe the same air as us. He act like he don't bleed like
somebody
us.
Got to smoke him. Somebody need to smoke him. And I don't wish death on nobody, but that motherfucker, man. Like, he's asking for it. Like, he's literally asking for it. Like, you've ruined motherfuckers' lives. You know what I mean? In terms of snitching on them and ratting on them and getting people lined up and doing all this other shit. Now you a whole, like, bitch ass nigga. You out. Now you, like, super disrespectful. You fucking, like, so flawed. Like, this nigga, like, he's so flawed. That shit, like, and that shit, I hate that nigga. I hate that nigga too. Like, and because it's my culture, like, it's my culture.
And you saying nigga all day during Black History Month. Like, he always saying nigga,
yeah, and you fucking Mexican as fuck. Like, yo, kill that man. Like, you should kill him. Like, somebody
Why do you
him.
think that
like,
has not happened yet? All he has security.
Somebody gonna kill him.
It's not like he got federal agents around him. I'm surprised he lasted this long.
That little nigga that be with Vaughn, like it was one little nigga that I
600 Breezy.
He was like,
he fine too.
That motherfucker's like, I'm gonna kill. When I see you, I'm gonna kill you respectfully.
Yes.
Like he's like, when I see you, I'm going to jail respectfully. And I felt everybody like that. I know for a fact he's. If I don't believe nothing that I seen, I believe that. Like motherfucker gonna smoke him. Like when the motherfucker get a chance to goddamn get the drop on his ass, it's only a matter of time. Yeah. Like it's only a matter of time.
It is.
Like Master P said, two men might not. He's like, two mountains ain't gonna meet, but two men will. That's
Listen, I think 600 Breezy made a very good point with what he said. One thing that kind of stood out to me was like, you surrounded by all this security, but that money gonna run out. That money is going to run out because I don't care. No matter what 6ix9ine is doing, he's not doing what he used to do. I don't even know how that nigga got that money. That's the only
reason he's doing this. That's the only reason he's doing this shit now is because his music ain't doing shit. So he got like his only way of generating any type of fucking shit is to do the fuck shit. That's it. That's the only thing that he can do in order to like sustain his.
Why
shit.
Won't we just ignore this nigga? Like, why we just won't? I feel like if we ignore this nigga, he will drift off into obscurity and become a nothing, become a nobody. Is it the children that's fueling this? But, I say that, but then, I also follow all these gossip and they're posting it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they giving this nigga a platform to act a fucking fool. While being, like, immensely disrespectful. Like, immensely disrespectful. Like, it's just, he went through got out of jail, want to call everybody out. This nigga wearing lace fronts. This nigga got a fucking stick on beard. Like, he does anything for attention. Listen, y'all. Pro tip, like, for real. If you are around somebody, and it ain't even gotta be to a 6ix9ine level. Some people just like a fucking attention. That's what it is. Like, they like attention. You gotta stay away from motherfuckers like that. You know them. Don't give people the benefit of the doubt that you think they're gonna change for you or, it's not that bad. Shit not that bad till it's used against you. And 6ix9ine is, listen, I'm totally on board with B. I'm surprised he had that energy keeping it a band. Like, I'm just like, I think like every time I see this nigga, I be like, why is he still breathing, my nigga? Like, I don't understand. Like, y'all niggas call yourselves gangsters, but this was the same thoughts I had about Trump. Like, how this nigga still breathing?
Well, he's got Secret Service. This man.
Hey, listen. And motherfucking Kennedy caught one. Trump can fucking catch one. You know what I mean? Like, cause Kennedy had Secret Service too. Like, niggas can catch one. If niggas really wanted to, niggas can catch one. And, if he got paid security, you can easily pay a nigga. You can easily pay a nigga. If you got money, your bound is limitless. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on with 6ix9ine. I honestly just wish that he would just slink off into obscurity, but I feel like, unfortunately, something gonna happen.
I don't even know if I want him to die. I want somebody to beat the fucking shit out of him. I
said I want somebody to like on some real shit. I want to see somebody like with one shot knock him the fuck out, like crash into his face real hard and lay him the fuck out.
I want to see like how Game beat up fucking when Game beat up Buddy.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember the nigga name either though, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
40 Glock. Spider Low. Was it? No, 40 Glock. When he beat that nigga up, or when fucking, when the baby beat up Cam Cole. I want some energy like that. Like, I want niggas to be like discombobulated, draws out shit like tall type shit like that. Like, and then cut the camera off and then do whatever you gotta do. But like, I literally want that nigga to be maimed and humiliated.
He disrespectful on every count. Like, there's not a count in which he hasn't touched on to be disrespectful. And I feel like I'm the type of, if you don't care about your life, why should I?
And I don't even give a fuck about celebrities and shit like that. But
he just disrespectful on another level though. Like, you feel it personally, and it ain't even about you. Like, I don't like the fact that he always calling a nigga this and a nigga that and da 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 da. That's my first thing. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, nigga, like, chill. Cause niggas letting you breathe out here for real. It's niggas letting, And then, you know, you think about niggas who didn't deserve to die, which is a rack of niggas who we've talked about tonight. You know what I mean? Like niggas who didn't deserve to die and they dead. And then you got motherfuckers that is a cancer to culture, a cancer to society, just a fucking cancer to humanity. Like you got to get the fuck out of here. Like you got to, like, listen. Mom should have swallowed you. You should have ended up on a napkin or aborted. I don't know what should have happened, but we shouldn't be dealing with the likes of you, in my opinion. Yeah. When he told King Von to join him on the live, bro, like, I'm like,
yeah, that's it,
bro. Like these niggas is these Chicago niggas that's about that shit.
Like, they about that shit. This it, them man, them niggas will smoke you. And not think twice about it. Them niggas be having like, them little Chicago niggas is nuts. Like them niggas be like YouTube videos and them niggas be going they dead ops and shit and be pissing on their niggas' grave. Them niggas is disrespectful. Them niggas is killers. Like that shit is, I don't know, man. That shit different.
Very fucking different.
So he playing with some different niggas. If one day you might have to go to Chicago, boy. Like, it ain't gonna be that 2-second hop out or
on the damn block.
We're on O Block at 4 a.m. Like, motherfuckers gonna catch your ass. I'm telling you, man. Motherfuckers gonna catch that nigga. And I just hope, you know, I don't want nigga, I don't know.
I wouldn't shed one tear. I'll be like, damn, like.
Oh, no, I ain't talking about that. I just don't want other niggas to get jammed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, for killing that man, cause that shit fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, y'all just need to put in, hire a fucking hitman. Like, don't put your hands on that shit. Yeah. Get a professional to do that shit. And just extinguish that nigga for real. Like, he want the smoke. That's all he want. Like, that's all he has right now. Get on the Glock and the pop and we drop. I was like, yo, this nigga trash. How this nigga even become a star?
Yeah, that nigga was saying another nigga raps. That motherfucker was saying a Pooh Shiesty rap.
Really?
And I heard that shit. I was like, what the fuck? That sounds like the word shit. Yeah, he was like, I ain't even got, what'd he say? He was like, I don't need my fire. I don't need security. I got my fire in the club or some shit. Like, that's like Pooh Shiesty little song. I like that shit too. Shit fire. I like that little nigga. I like Memphis nigga. But, yeah, but he rapping other niggas rhymes and shit when he ran up on Meek. I'm like, this nigga's this shit is nuts. Like, I don't know what the fuck. Like, what the fuck we living in?
Hey, what are we living in, man? Listen, Meek having a rough week is little shit.
It's lit.
It's lit. Hey, Meek is funny looking to me, man. His shit don't never.
He losing mad weight too. You notice that? Like, he looking mad skinny.
I don't know. I just know his arms and legs be looking mad long, and his clothes don't never quite fit.
Skinny.
Don't fit. Like.
Look at his pictures. Like, he look mad skinny.
What you think that is? You think that's just?
I have no idea. I can't call him nigga weight loss, but he just look wild.
Ain't he gonna make? See,
I don't know. I don't want to put nothing bad.
I would have been like, yeah, I think that nigga got XYZ. That's why I was like, what you think, B? Because I know you don't be like saying shit like that, right? Like, what you think, bro? What you think?
It could be a number of things. But that nigga look mad skinny though. He definitely lost mad weight for sure.
Oh man, yeah, that shit is some shit. So there is a ongoing feud, and that's what I said we was gonna talk about with LaKeith, Stanfield, and Charlamagne, right? And it's heating up again. You know, the pair hasn't been seeing eye to eye. You know what I'm saying? And then shit just came back up because LaKeith is has this new movie, Judas and the Black Messiah, that came out that B and I just, talked about. But, so their beef has been going on since 2019, when LaKeith called out the Breakfast Club, along with other media outlets, for spreading negativity.
Actually, before that, it was 2000.
So what you got before that?
He came on the Breakfast Club when it was rapping.
Yes, and he told him that wasn't it.
And true Charlamagne, that shit was trash. Which it was. And then he just, him being the actor and fucking artist, he got, felt some type of way about it. And then that's where the shit.
So that's the origin. Got you. So, Daniel Kaluuya was on, Breakfast Club, And Charlamagne asked him if he looked at LaKeith differently because of how well he played the FBI informant in Judas and the Black Messiah. And so that sparked it all back up. But, in the past, again, fill in the blanks for me, B, but I know that Charlamagne gave him Donkey of the Day, told him to fix his raggedy mouth after he talked about the media outlets. He talked about LaKeith passing up black outlets on the red carpet to go talk to the white ones and being anti-black. LaKeith made a diss track against Charlamagne. He also, is in a picture pointing a gun at one of Charlamagne's pictures.
Yeah, that was recently.
Like, the shit is crazy, but they also spoke about the fact that, LaKeith was not in good mental health after, his role in Judas and the Black Messiah, and he kind of went off the rails, a little bit, having to, play the guy who, killed this black icon or whatever. They're going back and forth. I really thought that Charlamagne would kind of have his whole Charlamagne mental health hat on. You know what I'm saying? When they were talking about LaKeith and his, mental breakdown or whatever his mental health issues were while filming that movie or after filming that movie. But Charlamagne did not. Charlamagne basically went in on that nigga. He don't fuck with that nigga. They don't fuck with each other. I think that is very interesting because, people where you just like, if y'all just kind of like sit down and really kind of like listen to each other, y'all might actually be friends and shit. Cause y'all seem like y'all share shit in common. You know what I'm saying? And I know Charlamagne would love to talk to this nigga about his like mental health issues and shit like that, but it was none of that. Who do you think fault it is in this feud? Who needs to chill? Because I feel like we've talked about LaKeith Stanfield a couple times throughout, these 3 years, 3.5 going on years of this pod. What are your thoughts on LaKeith, man? I know you had some other stuff to say and I kind of cut you off earlier when we were talking about
he's a really talented actor, like one of the most talented actors, I think, especially for young black Hollywood. He's really, really dope. He bodied that Judas role. He definitely did, and I could see it taking a toll on him, because for what it's worth, like, you're embodying, the person that killed, potentially one of the greatest leaders of, this time. So, I definitely, and it's just being a black man, you know what I mean? So that shit definitely weighs on you, and, having to get ready for that shit every day. I can imagine, like, Heath Ledger fucking got into a dark place after fucking Joker, you know what I'm saying? But he killed that shit so well that, you know what I mean? Like, he embodied that shit to the point where, it
play on your mental.
It's hard to see him otherwise, right? So, yeah, so it definitely.
Does that make a better actor? Like, as far as not for them personally, because it weighs on them, but as a viewer, do you find that those actors like kill it the most? That sink themselves all the way into it, called like method actors.
Yeah, I mean, I think
like that. They get into the role, live the role. So. They don't step outside of the role. Like, they live that role for fucking 9 months or however long it takes them to shoot.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you want to, if you're going to dedicate yourself to doing, and, be your best self, and that's what you do is portray other people.
To your craft.
Absolutely. I think you need to. Yeah, I think you need to do, everything. Like, if LeBron gonna shoot, 1,000 jump shots in order to make that last one when, game 7 with 2 seconds left, that's what you're doing. It's the preparation, right?
You're right.
Like, you gotta do what you gotta do. Is you're only as good as your last role, I guess, is in Hollywood. But he's done some excellent roles. Like, he's just a really good actor. And he did a really good job in this movie. Like I said, he was more so the star than Daniel was. And what Daniel did a good job too. They both did a really good job, but it was, I think, cause it's funny because I would listen to, he was on Van's podcast. Like, they did like a little interview with both of them right before the Black Messiah came out, the weekend it came out. And, he was actually up for the role of Fred Hampton, LaKeith Stanfield. So when he got to set, like or table read, they were like, oh nah, we're gonna switch it and you're gonna play bruh, and then Daniel gonna play So he said he was actually upset and like walked off set.
He seemed like a diva, like he would do that.
I mean, but if you gotta imagine, like, if somebody gave me a role and I had been preparing for this role, to play this, extremely.
Oh, so he already had the role.
Yeah, he was playing.
Oh, I thought you said he
Fred
auditioned
Hampton
for the role and didn't get it. He was actually granted the role and then it was rescinded.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then they told him like, nah, we're going to go in a different direction. We want you to play X, Y, and Z. So, yeah.
Gotcha. I understand that.
Yeah, I feel some type of way too. Like, oh, y'all want me to play the fuck nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Hero.
Versus, like Fred Hampton. Yeah.
I'm playing the snake.
But then he said the reason that he came back is because he didn't want anybody else to do a disservice to Fred Hampton. He said he wanted to play the role well enough to embody, like, to show the brilliance of Fred Hampton. So, and him being such a good actor, I guess he, got into it, to the thick of it, and did his thing. And like I said, it's an Oscar-worthy performance in my opinion. Like he did
you putting a lot of sauce on this. Like, I'm gonna have to watch this for sure.
Nah, he bodied that shit. He bodied that shit. Like how well, did you see, the movie with Jamie Foxx and, Michael B. Jordan?
What is that?
You never see, what's the name of that shit? Damn, what's the name of that shit? It just came out last year or a year before last.
Oh yeah, I saw that, where, Jamie Foxx was locked up and Michael B. Jordan was trying to get him out.
Yeah, so how well Jamie Foxx portrayed that role, that dude.
But I'm Jamie Foxx.
He did, but he did equally as well. He smoked that shit.
Okay.
I'm telling you, that shit, he smoked that shit. Like, no kidding at all. Like, he did a great job. But, to answer, I guess, to get back to the point, cause we're going long. Yeah, I think the whole gun
Just
and
Mercy
shit, that shit is weird.
I needed to know. Yeah.
Just Mercy, correct. Yes. I just saw that shit.
Yeah, that was a good movie. But I'm team Jamie Foxx.
Really good movie. Really good movie in terms of Black history and all that shit. If you want to get your feel of it, white folks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to get back to the point, I think he went, extreme by making a video pointing the gun at Charlamagne, because that's corny. Like, you gonna shoot a nigga? Like, you gonna shoot a nigga because he said your shit, like, that you played.
That's why I feel like he had severe mental health issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, he fucked up.
I think he was already a weirdo anyway, though. Like, just in his natural self. Like, whenever I've seen him do interviews. Actually, the one on Van was actually probably the most interesting one, because he was actually, like, personable and shit. Like, he was actually laughing and joking and shit, but, it's like 30, 40 minutes.
Is he one of those that people be like, oh, to be a genius, you gotta be a little crazy? Is that the title?
I mean, I think all geniuses.
I don't think that.
I think all geniuses are. Like, all geniuses are weird. They lack in other areas. I mean, it's kind of, in my opinion, like, if you look at all the people that we've heralded that as to be geniuses
like
in whatever category, then R. Kelly was nuts. Kanye's a fucking nutbag. LaKeith Stanfield's a nutbag.
I don't consider Kanye a genius, and I don't know LaKeith enough.
You don't think he's a musical genius?
No, I think Kanye is very, very talented. I think genius is. Let me tell you this. This is how I classify a genius, right? Can someone else replicate what you do? Right? You can do it at the highest level, but can someone else replicate that? If it can't be replicated, then I can sit well with that title. I think that people can do what Kanye West does. Do I think Kanye West, is great at what he did? Cause I feel like talking about Kanye West is just like talking about Lil Wayne. Like, you gotta talk about him in the past tense. Because I can't say anything of current time in which I was impressed by Kanye West. In the past probably 5 years.
I mean, I still don't think so you say that you can't be replicated. So, like, Steve Jobs created an iPhone, and then, like, and whoever created the Samsung, like, the Samsung phone was the best.
No, we're talking about technology. We're talking about there's a clear blueprint on how you can get there with technology. I'm talking about your mind and what you're able to create from it.
Yeah, you created a cell phone.
Listen, I can create a cell phone. If you give me the blueprints to an iPhone, I can go create an iPhone. But with a genius is nobody can go and be people can use soul beats and make dope songs and do hit collaborations. I consider somebody like Jay-Z a genius. I don't think he's nuts, but I think that he's a genius because to this day, in my mind, can't nobody replicate Jay-Z. Can't nobody replicate Jay-Z's wordplay. There are people that are good, but they're their versions of them, right? Like Drake is great, but Drake is Drake. You know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne was great, but Lil Wayne was Lil Wayne. Like, I feel like I can get a producer to replicate Kanye. I feel like I can get a producer and have them make up a song and have you believe that it's a Kanye song. That's what I believe. I
disagree.
My opinion.
Disagree.
And I feel like if you're a genius, you're consistent,
if that was the case,
right?
That would have happened.
If you're a genius, it's a bunch of great producers out there. I don't think Kanye is heralded like that anymore. That's not what we said. We didn't say it was a bunch of great producers. We said a specific sound. You said to replicate the soul sound that Kanye produces. Nobody could do that. Puffy did it before Kanye.
Niggas been sampling beats. But that wasn't soul. That wasn't what he would take
soul beats.
Pop. That was nah.
Okay, we can agree to disagree. Like, I don't feel like Kanye is a genius. I don't feel like Kanye is a genius. I think that Kanye is good at what he does. But if you've been steadily putting out work for the past 5 years and ain't nothing hitting, how you a genius?
Cause he had fucking 7 albums that were incredible.
7?
Like, from top to bottom.
7? That's a stretch.
Yeah. His first, well, I don't know if it's 7, but first like 6 albums were excellent. No doubt about that.
He gotta go.
Is he good? The sound of music.
He good? Was he good? Yes, 100%. I'm not sitting here saying Kanye is not good at being Kanye. I'm just saying.
Example, R. Kelly, the last 3 albums R. Kelly put out whenever they were, just because they didn't go pop and go crazy, that you would take away his musical geniusness? Because he wasn't like
but R. Kelly was still writing and producing hits for other people.
And so Kanye was too. Like Kanye done produced mad shit, like post his own shit. You know what I mean? Like he done did mad chance records and all type of shit. Like so no, I don't. I mean, if you say one, you got to say the other. In my opinion,
Kanye just I feel like I actually miss. And it could be it's a very personal thing, what labels you choose to put on people from your own perspective. But like, I miss R. Kelly's music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I miss R. Kelly's music because R. Kelly is no longer able to put out music. Kanye is putting out music. And I miss the old Kanye, because his capacity is not what it used to be. He's not good anymore. What happened? Why are you not good anymore? It's a different...
Same thing with R. Kelly. Like, he wasn't making great music.
Listen, but at the end of the day, tell me one song off that last album. Tell me one song off the Jesus...
Tell me one song off the last R. Kelly album. This is literally the same thing. You're having the same argument.
Because that album was dope.
Man, you
crazy as hell. Like, me, shout out to Joy. Nigga, that was our shit. That was our shit. Black Panties was that shit. That's when R. Kelly started trapping it out a little bit. That shit was fire. Was that the last R. Kelly?
Yeah, right. I don't know.
Listen, I mean, it is what it is. Agree to disagree.
It's literally the same thing, though. Like, you're literally saying the same thing.
What I'm saying
is, Kanye stopped making like great music. He doesn't. His genius. Like, so if he would have stopped that, fucking Life Apollo, which was, I don't know, maybe. So
if he would have died, he would have been a genius. No, let me take that back. Cause I still never thought of Kanye as a genius. In my mind, since the beginning of Kanye, and let me tell you, I was heavy Kanye. I fuck with Kanye. Kanye was on my top 5 list at a point in history. Like, I fuck with Kanye, so I'm not saying Kanye not talented. But I don't feel like Kanye a genius. I don't feel like that he's done anything that can't be replicated. I feel like R. Kelly can't be replicated. I feel like.
So why haven't there been any more? Like, there's been mad soul samples and mad fucking niggas who use auto-tune that failed in comparison. Like.
The difference is, I'm gonna tell you what the difference is, because Kanye could produce Kanye could rap.
Sounds
that sounds talented
to
me. Cause he had talents that came together. Okay. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. You know, I love Beyonce. Love Beyonce. I don't think Beyonce is a genius.
Yeah, she doesn't write her own music. But I would even say that she is a genius because of the way she records. She genius.
Okay,
like
so you have different caveats
to
your
music
genius,
to make it sound
right? You have different caveats to yours. In my mind, how I classify a genius.
Nobody can replicate Beyonce. Nobody.
But there will be another star that is very big like Beyonce. Like there are several stars out here. What rappers on the level of Jazzy, bro? What rappers on the level of Jazzy?
There's been mad stars though. Like, so you can't use that like stardom. That doesn't make it. No, you can't. Like, cause you could say like, there's been mad stars since Prince. Prince could play every fucking instrument there is and made all the music and wrote his music, produced his music, played every instrument on the fucking music.
No, and the thing about it is I would classify Prince as a genius.
So would you classify Mike as a genius?
No. I would classify Mike as talented.
That's fucking nuts.
I think Mike is talented. I think Beyonce is talented. Is it the highest level of talent? Yes, 100%. If there was genius and then the next level was talented, that's where it is. But they just don't have that. Like, for you to be able to play multiple instruments, like your brain gotta work different. You gotta be able to retain a bunch of shit. Not take a bunch of shit that people have already done and just flipped it. That ain't a genius to me.
But he made mad shit
but
from the
it's
face
not
up.
like you taking something from the beginning and playing all the fucking instruments and then rapping over it. And then, that's how I would quantify Kanye as a genius. I would quantify Prince as a genius. I would quantify qualify.
So is Puff a genius?
No.
Puff is a genius?
Puff is not a genius. I think Puff is smart though. I don't think Puff is a genius though.
Okay.
There are a lot of Puffs out there, but it's not a lot of Puffs in the respect of charisma.
There's one Puff Daddy. There's one Puff Daddy.
So do we agree that one of the reasons that Puff is so big is because of his personality as well, right? Puff is dancing the videos. Puff is, you gonna see me. We like that. We like that thing about Puff. But there are a lot of fucking producers and shit like that you hear about that's making fucking strides out here. I feel like we know Puff because of his personality. That don't make him a genius.
There's no Puff. Puff is a genius.
What makes Puff a genius?
For so many reasons. Because he's made some of the greatest music of all time. He's signed some of the greatest. He's found some of the greatest talent of all time.
Was he a genius or was he just great at delegation and talent? Understanding talent.
So you have to find talent. Like you have to have a genius eye. Like you have to know
what the fuck. You
gotta be able to like.
Like I feel like I can spot music.
You gotta have upper echelon taste.
That ain't no genius.
Nah.
Damn, we use the words loosely these days. I feel like we. Who else a genius then?
I think Beyonce is a genius. I definitely feel like Hove's a genius.
I think a genius is like your mind.
I think Drake's a genius. Drake is a fucking genius. Like if you put him on the level of writing music, like you said, and doing all that, and literally being at the top of music for the past 12 years, solely based on his sound alone, absolutely, Drake's a genius, no doubt about it. Kanye West is a genius. R. Kelly is a genius. Michael Jordan is a genius. Okay.
All right, cool. We definitely not about to agree, so we just gonna bow out on that because, like I said, I think we confusing talent with genius. Like, I think I just think of genius like a totally different way. Like, a genius can fucking, I don't know, bro. Your brain capacity to figure out shit is just crazy. Like, I don't think of talent as being, you being a genius. Like, that's crazy. Oh, do you know what fucking topic we was talking about, this beef between Charlamagne and fucking, LaKeith Stanfield. Little shit, man. Who gonna win? Who, in a bare knuckle brawl, who you got your money on?
I'm I'm gonna go with Charlamagne. Compact.
For some reason, I don't really feel like Charlamagne can fight, but I definitely don't feel like LaKeith can fight for some reason. Like, he gives me...
Yeah, when a nigga name, like, when he got, like, Love at the beginning and shit, nah. Like, if his name was Keith, then
a nigga named Keith.
But, like, LaKeith, nah. It diminishes.
No, yeah. I'm gonna have my money on Charlamagne, even though I don't think neither one of them niggas can fight.
Even though his shit is Lenard. LaKeith and Lenard.
You can't be a stocky, bald, dark-skinned nigga and can't fight, my nigga. Like, you doing...
I think he can throw some hands.
Hey, so. Charlamagne be getting light. Charlamagne can run. I don't know. That'd be funny as shit. Did you say it was lit or shit?
I don't know. I can't really
I think it's lit. It's entertaining.
It's just in the middle. It's just a fart.
It's lit. It's lit to me. Let's give out some advice. I ain't even going into the other ones because we damn had a genius conversation for a long time. Let's fucking give out some advice. Let's do that. We're about to get into ain't shit and 2 cents. It's our listener letter segment, y'all. Y'all know. Welcome new people if we have new people. We're here to give advice to listeners who clearly don't care about getting advice from the intoxicated and the inebriated and the high and all of that. Our letter today is a good one, an interesting one. I still don't know what the advice will be. The letter goes, my girlfriend and I have been together 2 years and lived together for 1. Good relationship. Overall, that's my boo. I love her to death. However, she is not good with money at all. Not only is she irresponsible with money, she does not have a job that pays particularly well. I don't consider myself Susie Orman with the bucks, but would consider myself fiscally responsible. I am ready to buy a house, and I automatically assume that my girlfriend will be happy about that. However, we got into a huge argument because she said that she did not want to live in a house that did not have her name on it. She would like us to get the house together. Even though she's bad with money, she actually has a decent credit score. My bad, I'm losing my place, y'all. She says she actually has a decent credit score, mainly because she fucks over cash only. I told her I didn't feel comfortable that because we are not married and she does not make a lot of money and she's not good with money. I am in love, but I am not stupid. I told her we could live together just like we do in the apartment and she can consider it all her own. Just pay the groceries and utilities. She stated that her name is on the lease, so no matter what, she feels a sense of security, and moving into a house that she considers mine only does not give her that security. She said that if we're not willing to go about this as a team, then she will continue to stay in the apartment and we can live separately. What should I do? I don't want to live separately. Can you guys help me find a better compromise? And that is from TT.
Put on the deed.
Put on the what?
Put her on the deed.
Put her on the deed. Okay. Give them more information, B. They tell them how to do that, what they need to do.
I mean, she don't got to be on the actual loan. It'll still be your house, but she have like some, I mean, if you put her on the deed, you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't, like, she won't own the house outright, but she'll have some type of claim.
Right. What does putting her on the deed signify? Like, legally, what happens if they separate? What does that look like for TT?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure because I never really, because when me and my old lady, like, before we got married, like, I was, like, it was her house, but I did that shit for me purposely because, like, if we were to split, even though I paid for everything to get us into that house, and then obviously ultimately we got married and shit and it became ours anyway, but even my point and like, you know, I gave all the money to get in that motherfucking moved and do, but just in case shit had got funky, I could leave and I was, you know, good. But then if y'all decide to get married, then, you know, get married and then you'll be a party to that anyway. So, you can put on the deed for now if you anticipate having, you know, longevity with her. If not, and then also if you put on the deed, it's easier to get off the deed. You know what I mean? Like if y'all decide to split up or whatever. So, or she can just come and stay and then, you know, do her thing. And then if y'all decide to take those, matrimonious steps together, then she'll be good to go either way. So that worked for me. I didn't get on the deed just cause I was like, it's either all or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stay here until we ultimately get married, or if not, then I can just walk away scot free and not have to worry about any hassle. So, that was perfectly all right with me. I was protected. I didn't really give a shit. And then, it worked out for us in the long run. So, but I remember my mom stressing me to get on the deal. I'm like, I'm cool. I mean? Like, I can walk away if I want to.
But I guess your mom, like, you don't have no equity in the shit. You putting all this money in, not getting.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, but I was fine with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew what I was getting myself into. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was, whatever the outcome may be, I was fine with the results on that too. Like, I would have took all the couches and shit that I bought. Everything. I'd have been petty. Everything that I put in this motherfucker, I'm taking with me. You know what I'm saying? Outside of fucking, money to get in, like earnest money, due diligence, shit like that. But other than that, like shit, just take that as a loss. I ain't even really tripping on that. That was my mindset at the time. And, I thought about getting on the deed again, but, I didn't do that. So it was fine for me that way. But, looking to getting her put on the deed and then see, the legalities around that and what, benefits that gives her and what benefits it, takes away from you. And then, but the loan's still going to be your name. And when it closes, you're going to be one signing. So it's still going to be your house. You know what I'm saying? Like ultimately. So that's my fucking advice
I don't
to you.
know the acceptable risk that you would endure by putting it on the deed. So putting her name on the deed. So I don't know nothing about that. But what I can say is like, if she not comfortable with it and you have your mind already dead set that you're about to buy this house and she is insecure with her standing right now, then listen, it just is what it is. If that's what you want because you doing right with your life and you want a house, buy yourself a fucking house. And if somebody's not willing to go into it with you, or she feels as though that's where her comfort is, she don't have comfort with that, you either gotta decide you're gonna deal with that or not, right? So like, she might live in this apartment and y'all have this time apart, might make her change her mind. Or she can also, try to get her shit together, become better at finances, get a better job so that y'all can move forward. And she can have her name on whatever. But at the end of the day, you can't have everything the way that you want it. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to keep a low paying job, be bad with money, and put your name on my shit. That's just not about to happen. Yep. So you got to take accountability for yourself. Why aren't you in a position to, I don't know y'all ages. I don't know any of that. But why aren't you in a place where you can buy a house? Or why aren't you in a place where I trust buying a house with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to take accountability she has to take accountability and level up. 'Tis the season to level up.
Level up.
I think that if this is something that you want to do, I feel like this is a positive thing. And if a person can't get past, I don't even want to say ego, because I understand it to a point, right? Like, you said y'all have a good relationship, but especially if y'all relationship rocky, I've seen motherfuckers get put out of houses that they pay for. You know what I'm saying? Because they name not on the lease or the mortgage or the, deed or whatever legal documents that shows that, you should be in this dwelling. You know what I'm saying? Like, so y'all gonna have to work that out. And just like anything else, either you want the house or you willing to, I guess, dim your light and your wants. And, relationships are about sacrifice too. Are you willing to sacrifice that? Is that something that makes you so happy that you're not willing to sacrifice? So I don't know. If the deed thing that B Hill is talking about is, something that gives her comfort, but not, I don't know, cause deed sounds legally binding, and I'm dealing with the issue right now with my grandmother's, house, rest in peace grandma, with my grandma's house, and we're, working on some shit with the deed, and it seemed real sticky on, transferring names and doing all that types of shit. So I don't know, but I definitely wish y'all luck. Let me know what happens. B, did you have anything else for TT?
Nah.
All right, TT, let us know if you get in the house. My vote is get your house. If that's what you want, if that's the stage what you are in right now, listen, I can't help it that you couldn't keep up pace. That's not my problem. That's your problem. You couldn't keep up pace. So let us know what happened. All right, we about to play Heads Up, and it's the Black Excellence edition. B Hill is gonna go first, and it's basically like charades, and I need to guess, and we're doing the best 2 out of 3 rounds. All right, you ready, B?
WZUP.
WZUP. Martin Lawrence.
All right.
All right.
Can You Stand the Rain?
New Edition.
I don't know how to describe this. I know DC Young Fly was on. He recently was on an episode of this.
It's a show.
Yeah, BET. He played this guy on Soul Train. Pass.
Don Cornelius.
Nah. You ain't gonna get it. Hold on. Nope, that doesn't count. The Vice President today.
Kamala Harris.
She was married to Rick Fox. Very, very pretty.
Vanessa Williams.
Yep. I don't know who this is. It's Tracy Dion. Who is that? You know who that is?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who
See,
that is.
you giving all this commentary. I could have got 2 more.
Hey.
All right, I got 3.
Yeah. Wait, no, you got. Only one you didn't get was Sly and the Family. It was Sly and the Family Stone. So you wouldn't have got
They got
that.
a song.
I didn't know the song. I didn't know the name of the song. I didn't know.
So how many did I get?
You end up getting, you got Martin, New Edition, Kamala, and Vanessa Williams, right?
All right, 4, yeah. All right, so I got 4, round 1. All right. Okay, so, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a Ribbon in the Sky.
Stevie Wonder.
All right, bet.
Move to Ghana.
Rachel Dolezal tried to fake like she was a member. Yes.
I had that one. That's why I knew that one.
His eye kind of fucked up, and he was just in a show that talked about Bumpy Johnson and Malcolm X.
Forrest Whitaker.
Yes.
That's about to come back on too. One time for that.
Hey, we thought she was the first female millionaire, black millionaire.
Not out of
and she kind of stole her shit. She stole her shit from another bitch who found out.
Old girl.
She had the
Netflix movie.
Yeah, she had the Netflix joint.
Bethune-Cookman.
Come on.
Fuck, Ida B. Wells. What is your name?
She's like, if you own a brothel and you got hoes, that's the first name. And then if you,
Madam
your
C.J.
name, Chris Juice. Yes. Butterfly, sting like a bee. Come
Muhammad
on,
Ali.
come through. Yes.
All
right.
I like that.
I'm hyped because I'm good at giving you guesses.
See, the thing about it, like, this shit gonna give you the same ones that I probably gonna get next go around, but okay. That's all right.
So you got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, that's whack.
Okay, so it's 4.
I gave you way better clues. Oh, no, we tied.
What?
No, you got 5. Wait, no, you got 4.
No, I got 4.
Yeah, we 4.
Yeah, it's 4.
Yeah.
All right.
0-0, nigga.
All right.
I'm competitive.
All right. Hey, me too. So I'm with the smoke.
All right, let's see. Ready?
Yeah, let's go.
She was in the Crooklyn. She was the wife in Crooklyn.
Viola Davis.
Nope, close though.
Alfred Woodard.
Correct.
Hey, y'all play along, man. At home.
Blues, Memphis.
Johnny Cash.
Nah,
no, that's not
a
black
white man.
Memphis
Blues. Thrill Is Gone is the name.
Thrill Is Gone. Oh man, I know this nigga.
Sits on the what's the name? He always he's got his guitar's name is Bessie.
B.B. King.
Yes.
Oh gosh, that hurt.
Your favorite artist that sings?
Jay-Z. Oh, Beyonce.
No, your favorite, like all-time favorite. Butterfly.
Butterfly. Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
She is not my all-time favorite.
The lady you said for the first one. With the snot.
Better CJ Walker.
No, with the first one, with the snot.
Viola Davis.
Yeah.
How many I got? Give
Let's
it
see.
up.
You did get BB King, right? Yeah.
Yep.
You got BB King. Yeah, so you got 4 because you got, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, which ones I get right? Which ones I get wrong?
None. You ain't get none of them wrong. It just took a while. Tighe was the next one up. Like,
dang. I would have got that. What you was going to say?
King of the South.
Oh, I would have got that.
But it expired soon as. So you got 4. 4 for 4. 4 for 4.
All right. 4 for 4. That video be cracking me up too. All right. Here we go. Ooh, fuck. I ain't gonna be able to help you with that. I know who it is too. Girlfriends, Big Eyes,
Tracy
Blackish.
Ellis Ross.
Yes. I don't know who that is. Butterfly. We just talked about
Muhammad Ali.
No, favorite
Mariah
artist,
Carey.
Butterfly. Yeah. Ooh, she was the first black female astronaut.
Ooh, I gave that black flag. Pass. I can't remember.
Yeah, Lil Fro.
Yeah, I see your face. I don't know her name.
The show that Will Smith is famous for.
Fresh Prince.
Yeah. Super Ugly, Jay-Z's former rival. One of the best hip hop rappers ever. No.
Tupac?
No,
Nas.
Super Ugly, yes. You got it just in time.
Nigga said super ugly. Of all the things.
You're right. That was, I was just started I couldn't think of ether for shit. I just remember super ugly.
I'm thinking about who said the shit. You said, yeah, okay. Nah.
Okay, so the first person was Anthony Mackie. I couldn't even I know
Tupac.
who he is, but
you should have said Tupac.
Bro, I couldn't think of shit, but I could see him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Tupac. The worst Tupac.
Henry Box Brown. Did you know who that was?
He sound like he cold blooded though.
It was Mae Jemison, who you couldn't think about.
Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I definitely wouldn't know that.
So you had Tracy Ellis Ross, Mariah Carey, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and Nas. Come on, man. This ain't going right. It's 4 and 4. All
right, let's go.
So is this the death round? Like whoever gets the most is the death round?
Take it or leave it. Cause at this point, we tied up
sudden death. All right, give me some good shit and don't be, fucking trying to make me lose. Let's go.
I don't know who that is. Oh, I didn't know who that was. Hold on, man. Come on, bitch.
Nah, you gonna have to start that joint. I'm taking my time.
Nah, they doing some fuck
Who
shit.
is that person you
Ruby
said you
Bridges.
knew what? Oh, what you was gonna say?
I won't go say shit. I don't know. I don't know. Their eyes are watching God type shit. I don't know.
I would have been like, she walked to school with the white people throwing shit at her. She was one of the first black.
Oh, I definitely thought it was somebody else. I'm thinking about Ozzy
Wait,
Davis.
who did you thought?
Ozzy Davis, old lady. What
you
was that?
thinking about Ruby D.
Ruby D. So you would have been short. Hold on, let's start over. Right.
I definitely would have been guessing the wrong shit.
I don't know what the fuck I was talking about.
Hey, that's hilarious. All right, this sudden death, y'all. This sudden death.
Yes. Their eyes were watching God. That's crazy. Who wrote that?
Ozzy.
Who wrote
Ruby
that?
D.
Who wrote Their Eyes Were Watching God?
Toni Morrison.
Nope.
Maya Angelou.
Nope. Starts with a Z.
Skip.
Ain't we lucky we got 'em?
George Jefferson. Good times.
Yeah.
All right. I said George Jefferson.
It happened in the 1920s. It was the Cotton Club. It was this whole place.
The Roaring Twenties. The
Close.
Harlem Nights.
Close, but it's another word after.
Cotton Club.
No.
The Harlem Renaissance. Boom.
Serena's sister.
Venus.
End of the Road.
Boyz II Men.
Monica and
The Boy's Mine. Brandy.
well, I'll give that to you because you said The Boy's Mine. You should have said Brandy first. But, so Misty Copeland, who is that?
Misty Copeland, she is a skater.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
a light-skinned skater.
Okay. Zora Neale Hurston wrote there.
Zora Neale Hurston. You are right. That is absolutely
So you got
right.
Good Times, Harlem Renaissance.
I thought you said start with a C, not start with a. Okay, got you.
Yeah, I said Z. Venus Williams.
I thought it said C.
I'll give you. I don't know. I'm not giving you Brandy because you said The Boy Is Mine and the shit expired. So I don't think you get that. That's just my personal opinion. So you.
Well, if you honestly feel that in your heart, then I'm gonna respect your word. If you feel like it, I'm gonna take your word for it.
I said,
how many you say
Monica
I got?
And I said Monica, and you said The Boy Is Mine. And we're talking about people though.
Okay. So how many did I have?
You had 4. Good Times, Harlem Renaissance, Venus Williams, and Boyz II Men.
Hey. All right, man. All right.
Here come the win at the buzzer. This is my genius level.
Yeah, because he definitely gonna put everybody in the category. Give me something hard for him. All right, here we go.
Pause.
Super pause.
Yo.
All right, here we go. He was just in an accident. Hope he get well. Yep. Monica and
Brandy.
She received the first Oscar. Black woman, played a maid.
Dorothy Dandridge.
Damn. Overweight, dark skinned black woman.
Pass, man. Pass.
Alright, you know who it was too.
I definitely do.
She freed the slaves too.
Sojourner Truth.
Damn. Yes. He is critically acclaimed as one of the best black actors, or the best black
Denzel
actor in Hollywood. Yep. He had Thug Life across his chest.
Pop.
Yep. You said her name before, light skin, not Hattie McDaniel, but the person you said before. Yep.
I won.
Scandal. Olivia Pope. It was, Kerry Washington.
I got 5.
You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Crown me.
You won.
I told you. I called it.
You won. You won because I'm great at giving clues, my nigga.
I gave you great clues.
Bruh, I'm great at giving clues. But
I'm great at giving clues too. You lost.
I did. I lost. I
think I won the last time too. I am the great.
Oh no.
I am the great.
I know you'll give some credit.
I need my own. I need to be in one of these cards. They need to have like Be Hill. That's one of these. And it's going to be like, and the clue
as greatest, black excellence.
The greatest heads up player of all time. Oh, Be Hill. Boom. That's me.
Oh, that Be Hill. Oh, Be Hill.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about Be Hill. My bad. Hey, yo. Be Hill won. Congratulations to Be Hill. Hopefully y'all having a better, Black History Month. Hopefully y'all got the laugh because that shit was, funny to me.
I enjoyed it.
Let us know how y'all feeling about the, every 2 weeks. Thank y'all for listening, man. And, check us out. www.theaintshitshow.com. That's an X word.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
I didn't. It came out of nowhere.
That came from way down in the jungle deep.
Bad old line segment on signified monkey's feet.
Nice. He said, motherfucking.
Can't you see?
Oh,
you step on my motherfucking feet.
On the signified.
Hey, I watched House Party the other day. That's some classic movie.
Hey, shout out to House Party.
House Party I could not wait to grow up and go to a party. That was a house at somebody's house. Like, I swear to God, you think I'm bullshitting? Like, I used to dream of going and getting fly and dancing all fucking night. And now niggas don't even dance. That shit.
Hey, but you know what's funny? You talk about that and that's what you couldn't wait to do. I couldn't, my influence was fucking, school days and motherfucking, Hillman College.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A different world. I wanted to go do that shit. I wanted to party too, but I always thought of myself in this college atmosphere, fucking partying like a bitch.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't wait. I could not wait. And I told you I grew up, 2 blocks from fucking Howard and shit. Yeah. So I used to see them niggas and shit, Howard and they fucking hay.
Yeah,
hey, listen. Dope. Hey, shout out to how did parties change as you are an adult? Like, what let you down about parties besides the fact that people don't dance?
Like, I done had some wild house parties. I done went to some wild house parties, like some great ones. I done seen niggas like beat up niggas' daddies and shit. That shit was crazy. I remember one time
if your daddy get beat up, you can't even
nigga
come
stole
back,
that
right?
nigga daddy, bro. Like, it was a big nigga though. Like, the nigga that stole, like, he was like,
what the
he should
son
have been
do?
there. I don't know. Like, I remember it was like, yo, that's funny as hell. This is a nigga that stay in my neighborhood that was there too. I need to talk to that nigga about that shit.
And remember your daddy got knocked the fuck
it wasn't
out?
him, but we was there together, like, cause it was a shit.
Oh, he was there. It wasn't his daddy.
And like, the nigga was having a party and shit, and his daddy ain't know, so his pops came home like, hey man, get out of my house, and grab like the closest nigga to the door, man. That motherfucker turned around and stole the nigga, like, pow, knocked his ass clean out. That shit was the wildest shit ever. That was some house party.
Did niggas scatter and shit?
Hell yeah, that shit was wild. Niggas like ran in the yard and shit, started laughing. That shit, his nigga name was Sean. His dad name was Sean. No, dude name was Sean. That's funny as fuck. I gotta fucking text my man to see if he remember that shit. That's crazy as hell. But yeah, nah, they've changed significantly. Like, niggas don't be dancing and partying and shit. But I done been to some good ass house parties. For sure.
Hey, I've been to some great fucking house parties. But however, it is like, you know what I'm saying, thinking about what you thought about as a kid. Like, dance battles ain't just about to break out. Yeah.
I want to switch and shit. Like,
choreography ain't just about to break out.
Like,
you know
I want to be the drunk nigga
like,
and shit. Like, I see the light. That's my shit. I love house party. That is my fucking shit. Like, I watch that shit every time it comes on. One time,
hey, that is black fucking excellence. We had some great
niggas was like
movies.
Down, like clowning the nigga that was drunk too. Like, that shit wouldn't happen. Everybody else would have been drunk in that motherfucker too.
As a bitch.
Yeah, that shit.
Like, as a bitch.
When I was 15 to 16 in fucking house parties, for sure.
I see these, shows and shit, and it's mainly white kids where they be having like full out parties and shit while their parents is gone and shit. And I was about to say like, nah, like, we ain't never do that. Like, that's some white shit. But then I think about, like, well, it was fucking 10 of us going to someone's home when their parents didn't know we were there. So I guess it's the same thing.
I had homeboys that mama was cool, like, so we could just come over there. It'd be fucking 14, 15 years old, fucking having whole fucking parties and smokeouts and shit. That shit was crazy. Yeah. I'd be looking like, I used to love the fact that their mom was so cool. And like, damn, I wish my mom was like this. And then looking back, like, boy, I'm glad my mom wasn't like that. I don't want all them niggas in my goddamn house. 14, like 10, 15 year olds in there blowing it down and shit. Hell no. That nigga's crazy.
See, if I was your mom, I would have had to come up there, beat your ass, and beat his mom.
Oh no, my dad came one time and got me up out of there. Like, the fuck going on this motherfucker, man? You in this bitch high? Like, man, this nigga, like, you can smell, you know how apartments is when man weed come, you smell that shit coming out the door and shit. That shit was whack.
Yeah. So in DC, like, you 9 times out of 10, you lived in your school district. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you could walk to school.
Right.
Most people could walk to school. So that means you could walk to school, you can walk to somebody's house.
Oh, yeah.
So I know it was like 2 houses that was like very near the school that was like a block away, bro. We used to be in that joint. We weren't smoking. It was a couple people that were smoking, but I wasn't into smoking at that time. We were all drinking, but that wasn't until high school.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go to somebody's house and fucking be up in that drink. I was like, bro, like, listen, hey, if it's anybody fucking under 18 listening to this, which you shouldn't, the cheat code is to be fucking smart, and they let you do whatever the fuck you want to do.
That's true.
Like, they let you do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, security guards used to let me out of school. Like, I would legit leave school in the middle of the day with my friends, go get drunk as fuck, and then come back and pass tests and shit, and have straight A's and shit. Like, they let me do whatever I want. I would skip class in front of the principal's office. Like, man. Like, real talk, like, hide in plain sight type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, if you smart, they'll let you do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? They'll let you do whatever you want. So, cheat code. But y'all, follow us on social media, and y'all know, tell a friend to tell a friend. And, I like to end this joint with a quote. And today's quote is, don't ask God to guide your footsteps if you aren't willing to move your feet. And until 2 weeks from now, I want y'all to manifest your destiny. Make sure y'all still maintaining social distancing and washing your hands as much as possible. And y'all already know the marathon continues, and we out. Peace.